Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I hope everybody's having a good day today. My name is Wax Philosophical, and I like to wax the philosophical. And today is Wednesday. It's a wonderful Wednesday. It is August 12th, 2026. Wednesday, August 12th, 2026. And we're here. Well, I mean, at least I'm here. I hope that everybody is having a wonderful day, or as wonderful a day as they possibly can. It is so smoky outside. Like, the fires are still raging here where I am, and it has literally taken over our entire town. So, which is so weird because yesterday it was like much better. But today it's drastically worse again, unfortunately, and it's taken me out a little bit, so I'm a little low on energy, but that's okay. We're still going to push through it and have a really good day. We have some news stories to cover today, and I think that the most pertinent one is that YouTube just announced that I think in February 1st, 2027, they're changing the requirements in order to get paid by working with them, which is really, really frustrating. And I personally don't believe their excuses. I don't think that their method is actually going to be effective. In fact, I think that they're just doing this more for their bottom line than anything else. And it's going to drive away more genuine, honest creators versus what they claim that they're doing this for, which is to counter AI slop. But with that being said, what's going on with my personal life? Not much. I had soccer yesterday. It was tons of fun. I got absolutely freaking wrecked, though. My entire left leg is just like scratches and bruises because I had this encounter with one of the with another player on another team where like I fell down and then they fell down on top of me, but it was still fun. We ended up tying the game, but it was a good time. I love playing soccer. It was tons of fun. Other than that, I've just been working and trying to survive. I've been grinding Elden Ring like crazy. I recently just defeated Roderick or whatever his name is in the Stonevale Castle or something like that. However, it's so weird how the bosses in Elden Ring work because there's like this knight in like the if you go in the back of, I don't know if maybe you're gonna know what I'm talking about, but if you go in the back of the castle, there's this like knight in black armor, or at least they appear like they're in black armor for the room that they're in, kicks my butt like crazy. Still haven't been able to defeat that guy, but for some reason I can defeat this other guy no problem. It took me literally like 2 tries. It was crazy. I don't know. I'm trying to up my levels so that I can increase my like the weight that I can carry so that I can wear like better armor, but I don't know, man. I don't know. My weapon, I think my weapon is, I have to get smithing stones 5 and 6 now to upgrade my weapon. And I'm not quite that far into the game to be able to do that yet. But we're going to work on that today a little bit later after we're done talking about the news. Other than that, we're going to be covering, there was an attack in Iran that was not by Iran, excuse me. There was an attack by the Houthis that apparently was backed by Iran. However, the news source that I initially saw it from was from the BBC. So, take it with a grain of salt. We'll see. And then after that, I can't remember what else we have on the docket, but we've got lots of stuff to cover today. So why don't we just go ahead and get right into it? All right. So first, we're going to do the other Phil, and I'm pretty sure that he is going to cover the new updates to what's happening with YouTube. So their premise is that they've made these changes, and it's to help with AI flop channels, but it just sounds like nonsense to me. If they actually wanted to counter AI slop, in my personal opinion, the thing that they would need to do is restructure their monetization program as a whole. But I feel like for YouTube, not only will this help them generate more money off of smaller channels who, don't garner a lot of views on an individual basis, but also don't get paid out. Like, even if you get up to that now, like what used to be the requirement of 10 million views on your shorts within 90 days, well, now it's essentially doubled to 20 20 million views within 90 days. And before it was, I think it was 4,000 watch hours over a 365-day time period to be able to get into the payment program. Then now it is 8,000 hours. So they essentially doubled the requirement, which, like, for YouTube slop channels, that's not going to be difficult. But for genuine creators, are you kidding me? That all it's going to take for slop channels to do is essentially double their output, and that is it. It is literally like the most nonsensical method of dealing with this, because ultimately, in my opinion, all it's going to do is drive up the amount of AI slop content that is on YouTube, because who in their right mind as a first time content creator is going to be able to get that number of views? It's not to say that it can't happen, but the chances of it happening are incredibly rare. So without further ado,
this right-wing AI problem has gotten even crazier than you realize. YouTube might have just killed off part of the next generation of content creators. Trump's TPS problem has even some Republicans begging him to stop, and the Nvidia circular financing situation just got bigger. We're talking about all of that and even more on today's brand new Philip DeFranco show, you daily dive into the news, starting with this. Right-wing commentators and right-wing organizations, they have jumped on the AI train, and they've taken it to a really, really weird new level. And I'm not even talking about whatever the fuck these thumbnails are. They are bringing the founding fathers back from the dead to regurgitate conservative talking points. And if this sounds familiar, you're most likely thinking about late last year when you had political commentator Glenn Beck sitting down on...
I fucking forgot about Glenn Beck. I can't believe that piece of shit is still around. How is he still around? I legitimately thought that he died a long time ago. There's like 3 of them that are like visually interchangeable for me. It's Glenn Beck, who used to own The Onion. What's his name? I can't remember. And then some other guy, and they're all just kind of like, ugh, to me. But like, yeah, they're all literally interchangeably to me.
His podcast with an AI-generated and modernized version of George Washington. And according to Beck, George AI was created using an LLM that Beck himself made and trained on his personal library of founding documents and what Beck described as the immediate influences for the founding fathers. It's a thing.
Okay, I'm gonna hot take. Hot take. Maybe we shouldn't rely on what the founding fathers said, because they're from how many generations ago, and they don't have the capability of experiencing modern standards of what is, socially acceptable, what is not socially acceptable, so on and so forth, right? Like, there's reasons why there's amendments to the Constitution. Because as society advances, we can't necessarily go back to the people that we, originally learned from and take what we would assume would be their modern position, because, first of all, it's just make-believe. It's just a bunch of bullshit. And secondly, they're not likely to be as up to date in terms of socio-political, standards that we have now, because they didn't live through the changes that all of society has lived to get us to this place. So this premise in and of itself is just fantasy drivel, and it's literally just for creating your own bias and reinforcing your own concepts. It's essentially mental masturbation.
Things that they would have read or encountered during their lives, like the Bible. And you had him claiming that the LLM has no access to the internet or any modern news, that it doesn't know him or his opinions.
Fix yourself.
Or anything about Donald Trump, Marxism, or really anything after 1820. With Beck writing, our goal is also to remove our own bias, except for this one. We believe the words that built our nation should still be our North Star. But also, even if he's not training it to agree with him, Beck is still dictating exactly the pieces of historical record that it's trained on. Right? Glenn decides what this thing knows, what questions it gets asked, and how the 18th century political language gets translated for modern audiences. So it's not really surprising that George AI just started spouting it.
Plus, Glenn Beck would also be imposing his own biases and his own conservative leanings and all this other stuff. It would not be a neutral approach, given both sides and trained on both sides of information, so that this founding father could decide for themselves what they feel is most appealing.
Opinions that sound fresh out of a right-wing think piece.
If I'm honest, America's biggest problem isn't political or economic. It's all moral. You've drifted from the virtues that make liberty possible in the first place. Freedom. To be free, you have to have discipline. You have to have faith. You have to have character. And if you don't have any of those things, laws can't stop anything. They mean little. Government turns either weak or oppressive. You have grown skeptical of truth. You're reckless with debt. You're comfortable blaming instead of building anything.
Right, and then shocker, I'm not a big Glenn Beck guy, so I thought this was like a one and done thing, but apparently not. Right, and so flash forward to March of this year, the first strikes from the US against Iran have happened, and Beck asks George AI about it. Specifically, he starts challenging the real George Washington's warnings against foreign entanglements, and this is how the AI responded.
Peace is not the default. It has to be guarded deliberately with foresight and strength.
Peace through war? Where have we heard that before? Who's shocked that this is the kind of thing that this AI bot is saying? Peace through violence. Right, sure. Peace for who? Peace for who? Because there is no peace in war. Like, let's face it. War is not peaceful by any measure. It's the antithesis of such.
Homeowner who never locks their door isn't more peaceful. They're just more vulnerable. By showing potential adversaries that the United States could stand united, respond quickly, and protect its liberties that it understands.
Jesus.
I believed conflict could be prevented before it exploded.
And it's not just Beck. Conservatives have absolutely loved invoking the founding fathers to back up their points of view. But using AI like this, it takes a rhetorical trick and it turns it up to 11. Or what better way to paint your opinion as the morally correct and patriotic one than have it regurgitated by the digital mouth of a founding father. And the thing is, this goes beyond just some podcast bros. This is something you've seen the federal government embrace. You had the White House partnering with PragerU to create a historical exhibit called the Founders Museum. And it's this collection of more than 80 paintings, including portraits of the 56 who signed the Declaration of Independence and some key events from American history, along with dozens of AI-generated short videos of those paintings coming to life to tell their stories. And among those, you have an AI John Adams giving this interesting little tidbit, which sounds very familiar.
Facts are stubborn things, and whatever may be our wishes or inclinations, they cannot alter the state of facts. In other words, friend, facts do not care about our feelings.
Yeah, you got an AI-generated version of the second president of the United States quoting Ben Shapiro. And that whole collection's being distributed across the country. The White House encouraged states to hang the Founders Museum in their own capitals, embassies, and schools, with Nebraska and Florida both displaying at least pieces of it. And now you're seeing this whole resurrection thing trickling all the way down to the right-wing content world, with even smaller channels giving AI-generated Thomas Jefferson and Ben Franklin an edgy podcaster vibe.
Thomas Jefferson here. I tried stopping it, but looks like you morons let a Federal Reserve happen. So I'm going to ask the Fed chairs what it's actually all about. So what kind of fucked up secret rituals do you guys get up to in your spare time?
Who does this appeal to? Who likes this shit? Jesus.
Well, I tried to warn you guys, but now interest rates are your new god, and you're glued to your phones every time the swamp creature comes out to tell you whether rates will stay up or not.
Like, it doesn't even sound listenable. It's awful. What the hell is that, shrill sound behind his voice? Why would you not edit that out? Or pick a different voice? Holy fuck. What the fuck?
Ben Franklin here. I was playing with my kite in a lightning storm and ended up in the present-day, crime-ridden capital. Let's check on the state of this filthy shithole.
So how many people in government now? At least 3 million if you don't count the military, and we're pretty much always hiring.
Dude, what the
And well, there's so many issues with these. One of the most obvious ones is we do obviously not know what these people would think about modern day issues, whatever computer impersonating them might claim. Right? George Washington, Thomas Jefferson didn't have thoughts or opinions about social media, transgender rights, Trump, abortion, DEI, whatever. But now you can have any creator or the fucking government make some slop and go, see? They can literally try to manufacture historical authority. And then there's also the revisionist history side of things, where you've had more experts raising the alarm about AI and its capacity to muddle history. With, for example, Brandon Gillis, the director of teaching and learning for the American Historical Association, saying, I have real concerns about the extent to which they weave together words that are preserved in primary sources from historical figures with other sort of commentary. And it's not always clear when the historical figures actually said the words that are coming out of their mouth or wrote them down, and when this is the work of whoever scripted them. But then also, very notably, that is not the only AI news in the headlines right now, because there is a lot of debate over this question. Did YouTube just successfully kill AI slop, or they're small creators? But that's what you got people asking, as many are super pissed off at YouTube right now. Because YouTube's changing its requirements to be eligible for the partner program, right? And so for new creators applying for ad and premium revenue sharing, on top of having 1,000 subscribers, you'll also need 8,000 watch hours over the last year, or 20 million shorts views over the last 90 days. And while this new threshold won't apply to creators already in the program, right, they're grandfathered in, there are changes that will impact everyone. Right? Because in order to get ad and subscription revenue sharing on shorts, you'll need 10 million shorts views over the last 90 days to be eligible. And if you fall below that threshold, you can still remain in the partner program and can make money off of long-form content, but you won't see any cash in shorts until you cross that 10.
Which is ridiculous, because, why? It feels like who's going to be able to keep up with this except for people who've already been successful and already established themselves, right? Like for a lot of the people that I know who stream and do YouTube, they have their own lives. They don't have the time or the finances required to dedicate the amount of effort that it would take to meet these requirements unless they get incredibly lucky and get viral like 5, 6, 7, 8 times within that 90-day time span, which is incredibly rare and extremely difficult. Like, people got their own lives. If YouTube, like, I don't believe YouTube's excuse at all. I think that this is legitimately just another money grab from YouTube. I don't think that they have, like, positive intent behind this. Because if they really cared about adjusting the system to be fair to content creators, they would figure out a more effective method of sorting and getting rid of AI slop content, right? Because this doesn't actually do anything to really address AI slop content, which can just be pumped out in mass like it is right now. And all it's done is just taken those channels just a little bit longer in order to be integrated into the system. Versus creators like myself who are genuine and real, it's going to take a massive amount longer in order to be able to produce the amount of content required to be able to meet these necessary thresholds. I think that legitimately, I think that YouTube just killed smaller content creators and their potential to be integrated into these payment plans. They're going to be doing so much more unpaid work for so much longer on the gamble and the hope that they somehow meet these thresholds that have just literally doubled in numbers. And even then, this new change of if you don't consistently and regularly match the 10,000 watch short eligible shorts views within a 90-day period, then you don't get paid at all. Even if you don't get kicked out of the program, what's the point of even doing all of this work for if after you've worked so hard to meet the original thresholds, well, now if you don't consistently and regularly hit those targets, you don't get anything? It seems a little bit ridiculous and incredibly unfair in my personal opinion, but that's just me. I'd be curious to hear what you think. Let me know in the comments below.
10 million view benchmark again. And those changes take effect starting February 1st, 2027. Though they also do not impact every level of the program, right? Eligibility for fan funding and shopping products remains the same. And you've got YouTube saying that it'll also provide more opportunities to earn by expanding Premium Lite, arguing that by increasing the subscribers here, creators will get more earnings. But immediately with this, you had tons of people livid, right? Arguing that all this is gonna do is hurt small creators, saying 8,000 hours over 365 days averages 22 hours of watch time every single day for a full year before your first ad dollar. 20 million views in 90 days is 220,000 views a day, saying this doesn't reward hard work for small creators starting out, this only rewards virality. And adding so many social media apps are generating millions and billions of views from videos that creators make, and those creators are not profiting anything. And you've got others also incredibly upset that people already in the program have to fight for views to keep shorts revenue. But then as far as YouTube, you had them trying to explain their reasoning behind these changes in a video yesterday.
And these are just adjustments based on the amazing growth of the creator ecosystem over the last several years. The kinds of content, the way you consume that content, the formats have all changed exponentially over the last several years. And so we want to make sure that the earnings you get from the program are meaningful and allow you to reinvest in your channel. And all of these changes.
What do you mean meaningful? Or what are you talking about? $1 at 4,000 watch hours versus 8,000 watch hours. It would still be a freaking dollar. What do you mean it's meaningful? You think that the effort that somebody has, they have to grind doubly hard somehow makes them value that that dollar even more? No, this is just a ridiculous and insulting bloody excuses at this point. Shame on you, YouTube. You are literally just doing this so that you can make more money off of smaller creators. Because even if they get to 7,000 watch hours within 7,000 watch hours in a year, you're going to be profiting off of all of that effort. If they make 7,999 watch hours, through the year and they don't get that last hour, like they're not going to be qualified, and YouTube still makes money off of it. So this bullshit excuse about making it like, oh, it's going to be so much more worth it. No, it's going to be worth it for YouTube. And they're also not clarifying here that it is specifically for AI slop content to try to counter that, which is what they've made the excuse for before. Absolute freaking garbage. What the hell? No wonder people are outraged. This is clearly just a money grab on YouTube's part. I don't believe a word of what they're saying. And quite frankly, I think that they're being insulting to the intelligence of their creator base by making these bloody comments. How rude. What the heck is this? Absolutely not.
When you step back, we still expect to pay more out next year to creators than we will this year.
Then you have many online.
Yeah, that's because you have a lot more AI slop content. That doesn't mean that there's going to be more people included, especially if you require a higher level of views even to get paid. You're going to be paid more, but you're also going to be generating so much more money. So this whole nonsense of trying to flip it and spin it, it's not working on me, and I don't think that anybody else is going to be fooled by it either.
Reading into other reasons why, and largely blaming it on the boom of AI slop. Because just like every other social platform, YouTube has seen a massive influx of just AI garbage content getting pumped out and turning a profit. In fact, according to a report from The Guardian last year, nearly 1 in 10 of the fastest growing channels globally were fully AI generated. And so you've had big YouTube creators like Moist Critical saying,
YouTube is experiencing a flood, really a fucking pandemic, a plague of AI slop that is just truly infecting the platform with STDs the likes of which you could never even fathom. These AI channels are infinitely springing up because they take actually seconds to make. And they are hitting these milestones, the previous milestones, very quickly. Obviously, inorganically, not authentically, and a lot of times it is just fraudulent. But they have been able to squeeze a lot of money from the YouTube Partner Program, and I imagine that's played a pretty big role in YouTube now upping the requirements to hopefully combat that.
And so with all this, right, as a result, you have some kind of supporting these changes, saying that, quote, I think it's necessary with everything that's happened to YouTube lately. We'll see how the changes affect everything, but hopefully we start to see YouTube get back to the way it was, saying if this lowers the amount of AI slop that gets monetized, I'm all for it. You've got some thinking that by specifically increasing the watch hours required.
All this is going to do is lower the number of authentic content creators from getting monetized. That's it. If YouTube genuinely cared about limiting AI slop, then they would be taking a different approach, like having like some level of authentication and checking the channels on a real like time-to-time basis, although it might make it a little bit longer once you meet the threshold to be integrated into the payment plan. Having real people actually check that you are a real channel and that you're creating the content yourself. Maybe have like 2 different thresholds, because there's no way that this is actually going to do anything for AI slop. AI slop is just going to chug along and just take a little bit longer to get monetized versus like real people, right? But if you had 2 different tiers, like 4,000 and then like the original 4,000 and then 10,000 for real people making real content, and then had higher thresholds for people who wanted to create AI channels, then that would be something different. But to claim that this is somehow going to get rid of AI channels rather than smaller content creators is absolute garbage in my opinion.
It gives YouTube systems more time to find and flag AI channels before they make money. And while I will say I'm skeptical of that because just the scale of YouTube is so massive, you also have some who don't care what the reason is, arguing. A $4.3 trillion company slashes the number of people it is willing to share ad revenue with, and you think it's a good thing? And then you also have plenty of people doubting these new changes would meaningfully crack down on AI slop anyways, saying things like, if these are the channels finding it easy to reach monetization quickly, then why would they stop because the bar got higher? If anything, that seems like they'd go harder with the low effort content. But essentially arguing if YouTube really wanted to crack down on just AI, they could actually improve their moderation system so they wouldn't be bringing down real human creators with the machines. Though also I will say it's worth noting that YouTube has not expressly said that AI slop has actually anything to do with these rule changes, right? It might be involved with the thinking behind the scenes, but this is largely just what a lot of creators and viewers think right now. And a big thing with that is as you actually have that coming as all over the industry, there are some efforts to crack down on AI slop. Right, just today we learned that Spotify is now labeling AI content on its platform so that users aren't deceived into thinking that they're listening to a real human artist when they're not. Spotify will also not include music from AI personas in any editorial or algorithmic recommendations. And those features will begin rolling out in September, with the company saying true artist-fan connection can only be built on a foundation of trust and authenticity. In music, that means listeners need to be able to trust that the artist behind the music is who they say they are. And adding listeners have been clear in telling us that they don't like seeing an artist profile that seems human, only to find out that the persona is AI generated. And again, they're not alone. Even on LinkedIn, they introduced a button to report AI slop on the platform. And ultimately, while we're gonna have to wait to see how this plays out, where I stand is looking at these changes, it looks like this is gonna be something that benefits me, right? Either generally or specifically with shorts content. Right? I actually have another YouTube channel called DeFranco News Clips that gets, I think, around 150, 160 million views every 90 days. So anything that increases our money on those shorts views, that's obviously positive for us. But for the change in general, I think based off of how it's been described, I'm not for it. Right? I'm very pro new creator, pro small creator. I think that this could also specifically discriminate against niche channels. To a certain extent, it feels like YouTube's sending out different messages. They'll talk about,
especially political channels,
like, hey, be careful, we don't want you
news
burning out. But then also
history,
they're like, hey, you better.
Specifically research channels, they don't get a lot of views, even though their videos can be incredibly valuable, right? Like,
hit that fucking view number, otherwise we're just cutting off the shorts money. The people most likely to be impacted are the people where every single dollar matters even more. And again, that's before even mentioning is this a crackdown on AI slop angle? Or because one, at least at this point, it doesn't appear to be part of YouTube's official narrative here or argumentation. And two, I don't know how it would crack down on AI slop. They can make content at the boom, done. There's more at that rate compared to even the low effort human shorts, or which are going to take longer. But hey, that's the situation. We're going to see what happens from here. And in the meantime, I'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts, opinions, and reactions? And then we've got to talk about this news out of Massachusetts that has a lot of people up in arms. But first, on August 21st and 22nd, I'll be seeing y'all live in Seattle and Portland. And then August 28th and 29th, I'll be in Boston and Philadelphia. So hey, you should grab your tickets right now at crashingoutour.com. Get out from behind the screen, be around.
Philip DeFranco, come to Vancouver. What the heck? I am not traveling to the States to see you. Come to Canada. Come to Canada. Come to Vancouver. Come to Toronto. People would like to see you. I'm just saying, just a suggestion, please. We're so lonely up here. We never get content creators like you up here. Please. Consider it. Anyway,
another beautiful bastards plop your butt in a seat and crash out with me and my second favorite redhead. It is honestly a lot more fun than a PDS, but still newsy. So again, get your tickets right now while you can at crashingoutour.com. And then two, we'll be right back after a quick break. Have you ever had someone do something unexpectedly thoughtful that you just,
no,
is the extra step? At ZipRecruiter.com/DeFranco. That's ZipRecruiter.com/DeFranco. ZipRecruiter, meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Close enough.
Jumping right back into the news. You now have up to 350,000 Haitians just waiting for that knock on their door right now, waiting to be told that their temporary protected status has finally been revoked. Or because their TPS was originally going to end in February, but a judge extended it at the last minute. And so in the meantime, you had congressional Democrats trying to codify the extension into law, but they were blocked by Republicans.
TPS was created for emergencies. Democrats turned it into a one-way racket towards permanent mass migration.
And well, now, after the Supreme Court gave Trump the green light to finally end TPS, ICE has reportedly been planning to ramp up operations to arrest and deport Haitian migrants. And with that, you have DHS Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen telling News Nation.
We have a story on some new ICE tech, apparently, later on in the stream also.
The president ended it, which was the right call. So these individuals can either self-deport or we will arrest you and send you back. It's that simple.
So, of course, where else would the Trump administration start its terror campaign but Springfield, Ohio?
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
You now have reports that hundreds of Haitian residents have received letters telling them to come to the local ICE office. Right when they get there, you've had agents just seizing their passports and clamping ankle monitors on them. And then you're seeing as they leave, they're getting met by hundreds of anti-ICE protesters showing their support for however much that's worth. Now, as we've talked about before, it's not normal for immigration agents to use ankle monitors as a matter of routine like this, largely because it's arguably just not necessary. Right, TPS
also pretty fucking inhumane.
Holders, they're not undocumented. We know who they are, where they they are, they don't really have anywhere to go, and they almost always show up to their immigration appointments. And so if it's not strictly necessary, the norm has been to avoid ankle monitors, not least because they're humiliating and carry a massive stigma. And actually you have examples like this one Springfield resident saying he got fired from his job because his boss feared how the monitor would be perceived. You've also had reports of pregnant women being forced to wear the devices, and you've also had this video going viral of a man collapsing on the ground in tears while agents put the bracelet on him.
Aww.
And while you've had many center and left reacting to that with, ordinary human emotions like shock, anger, and sorrow, you had many others shedding notes here with, for example, this conservative influencer Andy No writing that he felt dramatically in front of the cameras because he doesn't want to go home, and adding those who are offered temporary status believe they should be given the right to stay forever and bring over their family members. So that post then...
Why not? Why? Like, nobody has ever explained legitimately in any sort of way that has any sort of like true backing behind it that like explains why that would genuinely be a bad thing if this person stayed here forever and brought their family over. Like, why would it genuinely be negative? Because if your argument is like, oh, well, it costs taxpayers money, all this other stuff, it's like, they contribute to the taxes. Like, regardless of whether or not they have a job, when they buy food and stuff like that, you're paying taxes. You pay taxes when you earn money. You pay taxes when you spend money. You are constantly contributing, and you're less likely as a migrant to be able to benefit from the systems in place that like allow you to take more from taxes than you put out, right? So that's not really an argument. And if you're like, well, it costs us so much money argument, it's like, you know who costs you the most amount of money? It would be wage thefts by the corporations and the companies that you work for. Are you really trying to tell me that this individual migrant is costing you more money than what Amazon ever does by underpaying its staff, by not paying the appropriate amount of taxes if it were to pay a fair amount of share? Like, really, are you really telling me that this migrant worker is a bigger negative impact on your life than a massive mega corporation like Amazon? Like, come the heck on.
A number of disgusted responses from people on the left with, for example, Jesse Single writing, "This isn't like a video of a migrant committing a crime. Andy is just trying to juice engagement out of abject human misery and genuine bigots. His own fucking parents emigrated from Vietnam. History zigs or zags 1 inch and they're the ones collapsed on the ground crying." And also what can be said about this guy in the video, it can be said for the other 350,000 Haitians who just lost TPS. By and large, they're not criminals. They're not the worst of the worst. They're just people who fled violence in their country of origin. Right? In Haiti specifically, 90% of the country is ruled by violent gangs. Millions of people, they've been displaced. Hundreds have been killed in just the past few months. Even Trump's own State Department has a level 4 travel advisory warning against going to Haiti because of crime, terrorism, kidnapping, and unrest. In fact, ironically enough, it's difficult to self-deport even if you want to because commercial flights are banned from going to the island's capital. And so instead what you're seeing is that more deportation flights have landed at a smaller airport on the coast, but also there's much less intake capacity there, which is then why you've only seen about 1 flight per month, with the most recent one going on July 16th, carrying just over 100 deportees. And so that also means that there hasn't been a flight since the TPS got revoked, and some on the right are getting impatient about it. With, for example, Steve Bannon whining.
Which, if you're unaware of what that means that if you do end up getting detained by ICE, you're likely to go into one of the ICE facilities, the for-profit ICE facilities, which is paid for by the government. So if you're complaining about migrants costing you fucking money, this is one of the reasons why. It is an asinine line of thought to be like, we need to get rid of the migrants when this is the situation they're in, when even if they wanted to self-deport, it's incredibly difficult for them to be able to. And then they get arrested by ICE and it's costing you money to house them, even though they're kept in absolutely deplorable conditions. It is the most nonsensical method of dealing with this entire situation. Frankly, the best thing that you could do is ensure that people have the easiest way in and out of the country, so that if they needed to leave, you wouldn't need to put them through this for-profit prison, which is ICE facilities, before deporting them, right? ICE facilities are literally just a leech on your government. So even if you are anti-immigrant, you should be anti-ICE facilities just for the fact that they're costing you more money by doing this in this kind of way.
Airplanes and the buses should have been ready. 100% of the Haitians should have already left the country. It's unacceptable they're not. Whether he likes it or not, just stripping someone a TPS doesn't mean that you can deport them the next day. Right? By law, which is a thing that normally matters, they have the right to plead their case before an immigration judge, which could take months, if not years. And so unless TPS was the only thing keeping someone here despite a final order of removal, which is the case for some people, it's gonna take longer to get rid of them than many conservatives would like. But also, even putting aside those annoying things called the law and human rights, the Trump administration's facing some pressure from the business wing of the party not to be too aggressive with its deportations. Or because according to researchers at UPenn, about 70% of TPS holders participated in the US labor force, many in construction and healthcare. And so you've had state and local officials from both parties, as well as business groups like the Chamber of Commerce, making calls to Washington like, hey, you even had Republican Governor Mike DeWine of Ohio, where Springfield is, calling the revocation of TPS for Haitians a mistake and predicted a steep economic toll for his state. But with the White House, they haven't moved as fast as its furthest right supporters want. The general trend has been clear. Or with TPS getting stripped for hundreds of thousands of people from one country after another, right? Afghanistan, Syria, Honduras, Venezuela, Nicaragua, South Sudan, and on and on. And then you also have TPS for people from many other countries also expiring before the end of the year. So that's 170,000 Salvadorans, 100,000 Ukrainians, and nearly 2,000 Sudanese. Meanwhile, you've got ICE just going around eyeballing random people on the street and demanding to see papers. So also to be clear, like when I say random, I just mean they're picked out regardless of whether ICE knows who they are individually. When it comes to their group identity, that does not appear to be random in any sense of the word, right? You've just got video after videos of agents walking right past people with white skin and instead going straight for folks who look Latino. And so you've had and you hear things like one dark-skinned U.S. citizen who worked at a car wash describing how agents ignored his light-skinned colleagues, chased him, tried to tase him even though he was wet, and then cuffed him and put him in a van. With him adding, I kept saying, I'm American, but they just kept telling me I was Latino and my documents were false and to stop talking. And as you might imagine, when you're targeting people for no other reason than how they look, that's then bound to sweep up a fair number of U.S. citizens. And with that, you had the Times finding tons of people who were apparently stopped, questioned, or detained, some saying agents refused to accept their passports or IDs, several saying they were threatened with tasers, tackled, or handcuffed, others saying...
Imagine being a kid when you don't even have ID, right? Imagine being a U.S. citizen child who's Latino, who gets swept up with ICE. You don't have any capability of proving your residency here. Right? Because what kid is walking around with their birth certificate and shit?
That they were held for hours before getting released. So now you're seeing lawsuits left and right over this stuff, but also crazy thing. It's not even clear what the agents did is illegal. I mean, for at least 50 years, it definitely would have been. Or because the Supreme Court ruled in 1975 that race and ethnicity could not be the sole factor in determining whether to stop someone. And since then, you've had courts generally holding that the agents need a specific factual basis for believing someone is in the country illegally. But in a provisional ruling last year that may be later overturned or upheld, we'll have to see, the Supreme Court upended that consensus. You had the conservative majority ruling that agents can detain someone solely for any of the following reasons: their apparent race or ethnicity, the fact that they speak English with an accent or speak Spanish, their presence at particular locations like farms or pickup sites for day laborers, and the type of work they do. And so for the time being, it appears that racial profiling is officially legal for ICE agents. And then next up from that, in other viral political news, Massachusetts just eliminated the cutoff for when women can get abortions, and conservatives, they are losing their minds online right now. Because under the previous law, abortion was permitted until 24 weeks, around the time of fetal viability. And so any procedure past that was only allowed under very specific circumstances, right? Like if a pregnant woman's life was in danger, her physical or mental health is at risk, or there was a lethal fetal anomaly or a grave fetal diagnosis. But this new law removes those limitations, instead saying that abortions after 24 weeks will be allowed based on the professional judgment of the physician. And a huge key thing here is that this legislation has been championed by numerous top medical groups, including the National Society for Maternal Fetal Medicine, the Massachusetts Medical Society, and the state's chapter of American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists. And actually, Massachusetts is far from the first state to do this. 9 other states in Washington, D.C. have also gotten rid of gestational limits for abortion. And with this, you had State Representative Christine Barber, who sponsored the bill, arguing that the previous parameters were too specific and prevented some women from receiving necessary care, even in extreme circumstances. Right, what they're telling reporters, we found that this care is so complicated, there is no way to encompass every possible exception, and saying it should be between a doctor and a patient. And you had that echoed by Governor Maura Healey during a press conference yesterday after she signed the bill into law.
We've heard so many stories that are filled with a lot of pain and anguish and heartache and a lot of trauma. We heard stories about the worst moments of a person's life, of a couple's life. We're signing this law today so that new patients, people we won't know or won't meet, will be able to get the care that they need in Massachusetts.
And actually a big thing is at that same conference, we also heard remarks from Kate Dineen, right? If you haven't heard of her, she's a Massachusetts woman who was directly impacted by the old law and had to travel to DC to get an abortion after experiencing serious complications.
In 2021, I was nearly 33 weeks into a deeply wanted pregnancy, just back from our baby moon. And I had a routine ultrasound that turned into an urgent fetal MRI. And we learned that our son, Teddy, had suffered a catastrophic stroke in utero.
Aww.
He would either die or survive for some period of time with a spectrum of devastating outcomes. So at that moment, we learned that Massachusetts has a 24-week abortion ban with very difficult to access exceptions. Our son's diagnosis was devastating, but it did not qualify for an exception. Our doctors' highly capable hands were tied by Massachusetts state law.
And so with this new change, you had many pro-choice advocates applauding the move, but of course on the other side, you had plenty of anti-abortion, pro-birth folks hitting back, arguing that this law goes too far, with a lot of right-leaning outlets painting this.
If it's not your pregnancy, it's none of your fucking business.
This is a move that'll allow women to seek abortions up until the moment they give birth for basically no reason. Or like you had Fox News running the headline, Dem Governor Maura Healey signed sweeping Massachusetts bill allowing abortions up to birth. And not only did you have that framing being pushed by Christian or anti-abortion publications, you had places like Gateway Pundit running an article titled Cold-Blooded Murder. Wicked Massachusetts governor signs bill that allows abortions up to birth, as well as Red State, which went with Cult of Death. Massachusetts legalizes abortion right up until birth. And then you had voices on the right, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, writing, being a mother is the greatest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Abortions up until birth, unspeakable. And then you had Ted Cruz going a different route, saying, Lord, please save us from liberal white women. And while with this, you had some saying that it erases the last safeguards that limited late-term abortions to real medical necessity or lethal diagnoses. You also had a lot of people hitting back at those criticisms, noting that doctors, they're still required to be subject to the rules that govern medical practice, including professional standards and harm reduction. Right, and arguing that the intent of this law is clearly meant to cover the gaps in protection for women who experience serious complications that weren't covered under the old law. Right, saying that it won't just allow someone to get an abortion the week before their due date just because they wanted to. Right, and with that saying, women aren't carrying pregnancies for 9 months and strolling into a clinic during contractions because they suddenly changed their minds. These are extraordinarily serious medical situations involving actual patients, physicians, and often devastating diagnoses. And then with that adding, what's vile is turning somebody's medical catastrophe into a dishonest little minute before birth meme because the truth isn't inflammatory enough to go viral. And again, a very big thing here is that what's being discussed here is a very, very, very rare thing. Right, according to KFF, even before Roe was overturned, just 1% of all abortions nationwide happened after 21 weeks of pregnancy. Right, so not even using that 24-week mark. Okay, with all that said, what are your thoughts, opinions, and reactions here? And then I've got even more news you need to know in just a minute, but first, friendly reminder to hit us with a like to keep this daily PDS in your feeds, and subscribe if you're new here, and then two, we'll be right back after a quick break. One thing that
not today.
If you'd like a little help staying focused, head to brain.fm/DeFranco or scan that QR code to get 30 days free. Again, that's brain.fm/DeFranco. Then finally today, for your last block, I got more news you need to know quickly. Starting with the news around Lauren Boebert's son, who was just arrested.
Oh, yeah. I think this might have been like the second time that he's been in trouble for this, or I'm not 100% sure. But what the fuck?
On child sexual exploitation charges. Because back in 2024, apparently there was a sexually explicit video of Tyler Boebert and a 17-year-old girl that ended up on Instagram. Right? He was 18 at the time, and when the girl's mom found out, she contacted the police.
Okay, for me, like 17 and 18 years old, I feel like that's where Romeo and Juliet laws apply. However, making a video of it is not. Like, if they were just dating, that would be one thing. However, making a video of it, it still classifies as child pornography or CSAM, in my opinion. Like, that crosses the line. That is not covered at all in any regard by Romeo and Juliet laws. So the issue here is, like, with a 17, 18-year-old situation is the fact that he was making videos. Like, what the fuck?
And the investigation kind of grew from there. And you had Tyler reportedly admitting to being the guy in the video, but he said he wasn't the one who recorded it, claiming that it was made without him knowing. But with the girl saying that Boebert made the video with her and set it to her phone. That said, we also reportedly don't know exactly who uploaded the video, but the affidavit said that investigators found at least one Instagram group chat with around 124 people that helped spread it. And so all of that, it finally landed Tyler behind bars on Sunday, though since then, he's been released after posting his $10,000 bond, and he's scheduled to appear appear in court on August 19th for those charges. But then he also actually has hearings scheduled for next month for 2 separate cases that he's facing. As far as Lauren Boebert, she spoke out and said, "I love my son. We take allegations very seriously, and I pray for everyone affected during this challenging time." And adding, "It breaks my heart to see my child struggling. I will never give up on him, and I will continue to be there for it." And then you got the news that NVIDIA is no longer just selling AI chips. They're now acting like the central bank of AI with a $500 billion war chest and plans to keep the AI circling funding boom alive. And they're not alone with this plan. They've managed to convince some of the biggest private equity firms out there. We're talking BlackRock, Blackstone.
Nobody that I have ever spoken to has been pro AI. Like, no one that I've interacted with, nobody that I've talked to, nobody has said, yeah, they're pro AI.
Goldman Sachs, KKR, Apollo, and Brookfield to jump in on the action. And it's looking like Jensen Huang managed to convince them that this was a good idea by offering a 25% backdrop, which massively decreases the risk for the finance firms. But as far as why does this even raise a red flag, is because we're reaching the point in the AI boom where even massive AI labs and cloud startups aren't just running out of cash to buy NVIDIA's insanely expensive chips. Right, that boat's already sailed, but even tokens to use NVIDIA's own farms. And so instead of just selling the digital shovels, Jensen Huang's now helping financing them, all of which inflates the value of everyone involved. Right, Wall Street and NVIDIA pull together $500 billion in third-party debt and private capital to loan to these AI developers. Those developers then hand that cash back to NVIDIA to buy more GPUs and build AI factories. And you've got so many market analysts calling this BS and saying this is textbook circular financing. Right, basically, NVIDIA uses its clout to channel money to buyers who turn around and buy NVIDIA's chips, which keeps NVIDIA's revenue looking sky high, which keeps the AI hype bubble from popping. And in the worst case scenarios, it's everyone trading the same dollar around and around and pretending it's new money injected into the system. But NVIDIA at least publicly says they don't see it that way, and they claim that there is immense real-world demand for AI.
Who's surprised that NVIDIA said that they don't see it that way? Like, of course they're not going to say, oh yeah, that's totally what we're doing. Like, obviously not.
Especially for smaller companies and nations. Arguing they just lack the credit to build up quickly, and this plan lets them get in on the action. But either way, and regardless of your opinion, this fundamentally changed the nature of NVIDIA and AI. And if we are in an AI bubble, moves like this are going to make that pop that much louder. And then your final thing today is that Trump just signed an executive order making changes to childhood vaccines, and it actually goes against years of guidance that we've gotten from medical professionals. And so with the order, he's calling for fewer routine shots for kids and to separate the MMR vaccine for measles, mumps, and rubella into 3 different shots instead of 1. With that vaccine, he apparently suggested that it could be lethal for kids to get all at once. Though I have to stress that the CDC has not backed that up at all. In fact, they said that getting the vaccine in one go is much safer than getting measles, mumps, or rubella. But then outside of that, another overarching concern driving these changes is that he and his team are still pushing the idea that vaccines are giving kids autism. Though again, for the millionth time, there is no scientific evidence to back that up. So with this order, you have medical professionals speaking out, including the ones in Congress. Or with people like Senator Bill Cassidy saying, I'm a doctor, this executive order is wrong. The president does not have the expertise to make these changes. Parents should listen to their child's pediatrician about vaccines rather than listening to an inaccurate executive order. Though for a guy that helped install RFK Jr., for many this feels too little too late. Though also, on that note, all of this is coming just a few days after Dr. Erica Schwartz was confirmed as the new head of the CDC. And a huge question ahead of her confirmation was how she would deal with the administration and their vaccine agenda. As well as right now, we haven't heard from her. You had many health experts saying this is clearly the first test for her. The president is placing her in an untenable position. But that, my friend, brings us to the end of your Tuesday show. Thank you for watching. I love yo faces. I'm going to try to actually get some sleep tonight, and I'll see you right back here.
Me too.
Tomorrow.
I'm so freaking tired. All right, let's move on to the deadly Houthi attack in the Red Sea. BBC is saying it's Iran-backed. Houthis launched a deadly attack in the Red Sea. So we're just going to listen to what's going on here.
Hello, I'm Mariam Mashiri, and this is the Iran War Today, our daily briefing bringing you up to date with all you need to know on the US
BBC
war
is pretty
with
biased, so, take this with a grain of
key
salt.
Developments now. 4 people are killed in an attack by the Houthis in Yemen, the first deadly attack since the start of the Iran war. Donald Trump hid in a catering truck and secretly swapped planes after he left a NATO summit over threats from Iran. And we look at why Iranian MPs want an overhaul of the way subsidised fuel is allocated in the country. 4 people have reportedly been killed in an attack by the Houthis in Yemen on a small cargo ship in the Red Sea. Social media images examined by BBC Verify appear to show a damaged cargo ship in the Bab el-Mandab Strait. They are new images and they show no signs of AI generation. The pictures have also been shared by Iran's Mehr News. The Iran-backed Houthis began attacks on shipping last month after announcing a naval blockade of Saudi ports. Well, the latest attack shows how the US war with Iran is having an impact on a second shipping route in the region. Now, a lot of focus has been on the Strait of Hormuz. It is, of course, that narrow stretch of water located between Iran, the United Arab Emirates and Oman. Its effective closure since the beginning of the conflict has impacted shipping across the globe. But there is another...
Also, thank you, China, for, like, reining in your usage and, like, you know, essentially saving the rest of the world. Thank you
important
for all
shipping
your
route
efforts.
close by. It's next to Yemen, Eritrea and Djibouti. It's called Bab el-Mandeb. This is where the Houthis, who are backed by Iran, have targeted a cargo ship. Well, let's get more now from our Middle East correspondent, John Donison. John, how significant is this latest development?
Well, I think it's a sign that things are escalating along the coast of Yemen. This is the first time, we think, since the war between Israel, the United States and Iran started back in February, that people have been killed in a Houthi attack on ships in the Red Sea. Now, perhaps it's important to remind viewers the situation in Yemen. So Yemen is under control of the Houthis, although the internationally recognized government, who they've been in conflict with over many years now, and that's led to tens of thousands of deaths. They are in effect operating in exile, really, in Saudi Arabia. They're backed by Saudi Arabia. Now, what we've seen in the last few weeks is since the Houthis, who are backed by Iran, they announced a blockade of the Red Sea to try and increase the sort of economic pressure on, well, the United States and indeed the whole world that is already in place because of the situation in the Strait of Hormuz that you mentioned. And I think really what we're seeing now is that the Iranians are using the Houthis as another string to their bow. The Houthis in the past have carried out missile strikes on Israel itself, as well as on ships in the Red Sea. But up to now, they've largely stayed out of this wider conflict, but they are now getting more involved.
Thanks, John. We'll be back again to you shortly in Jerusalem, but now it's emerged the US president left last month's NATO summit in Turkey on a secret military flight because of a threat from Iran. That's according to new reporting from the Washington Post. Let's talk you through these pictures. This video shows the US president.
I saw a photo of it and it looked like he was in like one of those cargo containers and nobody had any idea apparently.
And walked onto a catering truck that was docked at one of the doors on the far side of the aircraft. The press then boarded that aircraft. Well, the catering truck then pulls away and it goes to a different plane. The next time we saw the president was when he disembarked the old Air Force One jet in the UK after presumably being reloaded onto it after it landed. Just before he left the Ankara summit in July, Donald Trump held a news conference in which he was asked about the security threat from Iran and why he wasn't travelling on the new Air Force One. Take a listen to what he said.
I'm number one on the kill list for Iran. They're lovely people. I'm number one, so I don't know. I can't tell you that.
Why aren't you flying on the new Air Force One home?
It's flying to Europe, to one of the big bases, 2 or 3 of the big bases, where we can show it to the people. And we'll be going home by normal methods. But we have it going to Europe, to a couple of bases, actually one in particular, but it's going to go to a couple of bases, stop, so the soldiers can see it, because it's truly magnificent.
Well, let's speak to our North America editor, Sarah Smith. And Sarah, how unusual is this move by a president?
Very unusual. I've never heard of anything like this happening before. Now, obviously, in order to keep the president safe, the Secret Service do have to sometimes use some kind of subterfuge. So, for instance, when he's traveling on Marine One, the helicopter the president frequently uses, there are usually 3 of them in the air at any one time so that nobody knows which one the president's on board of. Similarly, when you have a great big motorcade of vehicles, you're never absolutely sure which one the president's in. But this kind of subterfuge around Air Force One, where they had told everybody he was on board, but actually he'd been smuggled off the plane, seems to be highly unusual, because he was seen boarding the plane, as you saw there. The press were on the back of the plane. There were some White House staff still on the plane. So when Air Force One took off, it was being used as a decoy or a target, if you like. Everybody on board was under threat.
I would be so pissed if I was on this plane and the person that I was apparently supposed to be on this plane with, who was the main target that was like causing this potential threat to my life, like literally snuck away onto another plane to like safety and left us as a decoy without our like knowledge or permission. Woo! I would be so upset. Oh my goodness. I would be so curious to hear them being interviewed, whoever was on that plane. Obviously they'd never talk, but I think that that's really funny.
Presumably from that threat from Iran, whereas the president was on the smaller military aircraft that nobody knew about. But yet when he got to Mildenhall in Suffolk, when they were refueling the plane, he was snuck back onto Air Force One so that he could come down the steps looking as though he'd travelled on it. So quite a lot of effort to go to convince everybody that the president had been on board, even after he landed in the UK and was safe.
And let's take a look at why all this subterfuge. Do we know any details about the threat or the perceived threat?
No, only that it was described as a credible threat. Now, I mean, there are a couple of things here. We know that President Trump, there's been a threat against his life from Iran for many years, actually. Since towards the end of his first term in office, he ordered the assassination of a top Iranian general. And after that, there are people there who have pledged that they will try to kill him, along with several other people who were involved in that decision in his administration. And then obviously there is the current conflict with Iran that he began a few months ago, which is ongoing. And although things have calmed down in terms of that conflict, obviously there are people involved with that who would like to take action against President Trump himself. So there is an elevated threat against him. But it's clear that the Secret Service must have learned something specific about what was happening as he was flying out of Turkey, a country that borders Iran, of course, that made them go to these extraordinary measures that they thought were necessary to keep the president secure.
Sarah, thank you. Well, another key aspect of the US war with Iran is the conflict in Lebanon, despite an ongoing truce in the war between Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah. Well, the Lebanese Health Ministry says Israeli twin strikes on southern Lebanon have wounded 2 people and damaged an ambulance. Well, let's return to Jerusalem and speak to our Middle East correspondent, John Donnison. And what more do we know about this, John?
Well, the Israeli military hasn't specifically commented on this incident. What Lebanese health officials are saying is this was what is known as a double tap strike. So there was an initial Israeli strike, which caused casualties, and then as ambulance workers and journalists and etc. head to the scene, another strike. We believe that's when these people were injured and the ambulance was damaged. Now, it's not the first time that ambulance workers have been casualties in Israeli strikes. In the past, Israel has denied deliberately targeting health workers, but has also cast a little shade over the situation, saying that some of the ambulance services operating in southern Lebanon are affiliated with Hezbollah, and that is indeed the case. I think what's important, though, as we were talking on the program yesterday, is the situation in southern Lebanon is all tied into the broader effort to get some sort of deal between Iran and the United States, because Iran has insisted that a ceasefire in southern Lebanon must be part of a broader deal. They want Israeli troops to pull out of southern Lebanon, as do Hezbollah, which of course is backed by Iran, and Israel, for its part, has adamantly refused to do so. So when we have incidents like this, there is a danger that it could have an impact on the prospect of getting that broader deal, which we are struggling to get between Iran and the United States.
John, thank you. Well, inside Iran, there's been a lot of discussion on petrol prices. A few days ago, Iranian MPs warned the government against any further petrol price rises, calling instead for an overhaul of the way subsidised fuel is allocated. It appears the government have listened. Well, with me is Baron Abbasi from BBC Persian. Why, Baron, is there concern about the price of fuel?
So there has been concern that the price of fuel could increase again. Fuel prices are a very sensitive issues politically and economically. And the government is caught between two difficult choices. Consumption is very high in Iran. It reportedly exceeds 135 million liters a day. And there's a gap between consumption and supply.
How do we
the
have that much freaking oil? It's insane.
With producing enough fuel to provide to the drivers. There are a lot of cars on the road, so and they're not very efficient. Public transportation is poor, so people are using their own cars to get around. And traditionally, fuel prices have been kept very low through subsidies. And there's also a tiered system, so that there is not one single price of fuel. Every month, drivers get a monthly allowance of very cheap subsidized fuel, but if they want more fuel, then they'll have to buy more expensive fuel. And last year, the government introduced a third tier, so additional fuel would be even more expensive. But MPs are saying that it didn't really work. So consumption remains very high. And,
yeah, that's not really a long-term solution, because just increasing the price of a necessity for like human beings to get to work, get to hospital, get to like wherever they need to go throughout the day, it's not going to negate that need for fuel. Whereas, you know, upping your public transit access and the routes that they have and investing in infrastructure that would make it so that it's easier for people to pick alternative methods to get to their destinations without relying on fuel is legitimately the smartest thing that a country would do. And I think that as time progresses, if society makes it that far, we're going to see a massive boom in public transit, because there's not going to be any choice, especially as if we get to the point where our, you know, fuel reserves dwindle. Like, we are consuming fuel at an astronomical rate on a daily basis globally. And so, you know, to not invest in this infrastructure now before it becomes like an absolute necessity feels like a fool's errand. And I would think that any smart country or nation would be looking to do this, including expanding, you know, more efficiency. Like, there should be less subsidies on gas itself and more subsidies on renewable energy, on things like, you know, more efficient cars, on electric cars, on alternate methods of transportation to allow a less dependency on oil generally.
Smuggling, because neighboring countries, fuel in those countries is much more expensive, so fuel is smuggled to those countries. So the government has to find some alternative way to basically bridge that gap between consumption and production without putting further pressure on consumers. And there's also the memory of 2019. The government sharply increased the price of fuel, and it led to nationwide protests, which, according to Amnesty International, left over 300 people dead in government crackdown, although unofficial figures are much higher. So the government knows that increasing fuel prices could have consequences far beyond the economy, could trigger public anger, and the people are already suffering. And the war has made the situation even worse because of the damage to infrastructure and disruption to supply. So it's much more difficult for the government to manage that imbalance between production and consumption.
Behran, thank you.
All right, let's see.
Whether you're joining us on YouTube, TikTok,
here's that ICE agent story that was teased earlier. It was released by CNN an hour ago, so I'm curious. Apparently, ICE agents are now getting electric shock gloves.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents and officers soon may be equipped with gloves that deliver electric shocks. ICE is planning to spend up to $20 million to buy them. The manufacturer says.
What would, as a taxpayer in the United States, what would you rather your money go towards? Electric shock gloves or your health care? Electric shock gloves or affordable food? Electric shock gloves or like a proper education system? I don't understand the logic behind the United States and the way that they decide to allocate money and constantly say that they can't afford things like publicly funded healthcare, but they never seem to have an issue with like expenditures like this. I genuinely don't understand. If somebody's able to explain it to me, I would greatly appreciate it, because this does not seem like any level of necessity that is actually going to help improve the performance of ICE agents. It feels like it is literally just going to increase the cruelty of what ICE agents can commit upon those in which they are trying to detain.
That they are intended to de-escalate encounters. CNN's Brian Todd is here in the Situation Room. Brian, tell us more about these gloves.
Yeah, no potential for controversy here, right, yeah. Pamela? As Pamela mentioned, ICE is planning to spend $10 to $20 million for purchasing these gloves. It is called, quote, the CTG5 glove, and glove is an acronym. You see gloves that are very similar to the ones that they're going to be used. Those are from the company's website. GLOVE stands for Generated Low Output Voltage Emitter. The manufacturer, Compliant Technology, says these gloves are designed to de-escalate encounters with people. They can deliver a maximum voltage of up to 380 volts at a time. According to the manufacturer, that would, quote, inhibit and distract the subject from performing coordinated muscle movement, end quote. Now, according to the user's manual, no more than 2 of these gloves should be applied to a person at one time. They should not be used for more than 15 seconds at a time.
How on earth would you even track that in a situation where you have multiple ICE agents? How is anybody going to be able to keep track of that, especially when it's not being recorded, right? And there's no video evidence to prove how many gloves were on a person, that to the point where they might end up with like a heart attack or something like that, which is a famous story that happened here in Canada decades ago of a man who was got tased in the airport, and unfortunately he died because of the voltage that was used. So I don't understand how this is a good idea in any aspect, except for people who want to increase the cruelty of ICE.
Company officials and distributors say they can end a struggle in 3 seconds or less. There is video that we've had that we can show you here. This is the company president actually demonstrating this on a subject. And look, he does take him down there in about 3 seconds or less. And the gentleman there on the ground is a little bit shocked, but he is able to get up. A couple of things that you have to know about these things. They do not go through hair or clothing. They have to be applied directly to the skin. So that's one of the possible restrictions there of this thing. And the company is warning that they should not be used on high-risk individuals like pregnant women, elderly people, small children, and severely disabled people. They should not be used for more than 15 seconds. Yes.
I mean, how in a moment, how would an ICE agent know if someone had a disability, or if a woman was in her first trimester of pregnancy,
you don't know.
Whatever the case may be?
That's why this could really be controversial. And I was also thinking about the Alex Preddy death in January. That's in January in Minnesota, right? He's wearing a lot of clothing. They're wearing a lot of clothing. It wouldn't have necessarily been a factor in that situation. So yes, you don't know if a lady is in her first trimester if you're using this thing. Yeah. You don't necessarily you can't necessarily see someone's disability almost immediately if you're using this thing in some cases. So yeah, it really does have the potential for being controversial. It's not clear how many gloves are going to be purchased, how much each glove costs, or when officers are going to start to use them. But ICE officers probably will be using these things before too long. And as we mentioned, $10 to $20 million it's going to cost them. As Pamela and I have been talking about, it is controversial. 2 groups, the National Immigration Law Center and the American Civil Liberties Union, have come out expressing criticism of the plan to use these gloves. Here's a quote from the National Immigration Law Center, quote, "This is a rogue agency with an $80 billion slush fund that allows them to concoct and fund new ways to visit cruelty upon our communities. That group calls this disgusting and barbaric." But there is a gentleman who monitors the use of these types of devices, John Peters from the Institute for the Prevention of In-Custody Deaths, who said possibly this thing could be an effective tool if an officer is getting resistance, Pamela. We should say that the Department of Homeland Security and the manufacturer Compliant Technologies LLC has not responded immediately to our request for further comment on how these would be used. But you can see clearly there is potential for misuse here. There's a potential for accidents. There have already been prosecutions for the use of these things in South Carolina a couple of years ago, their use on inmates. So again, it's already controversial. But again, could it possibly de-escalate a situation where an ICE officer or a border protection officer isn't killing someone and instead uses this? Maybe. But again, very controversial.
Compliant Technologies makes the gloves, and in 2024, a distributor said the way the technology is used isn't capable of causing injury, adding, quote, "We usually get compliant."
I don't believe that at all. I think that maybe the way that they're classifying that, that doesn't make any sense at all. If you're not supposed to use it for more than 15 seconds at a time, what is the concern about using it past that point? Like, what is the issue? If it doesn't have the potential to cause injury, then what is the concern, and why is there a time limit at all? That just doesn't add up to me.
It's within 3 seconds. This news comes as ICE agents are facing scrutiny over what critics are calling aggressive and dangerous tactics, and as the Trump administration is pushing for a quota to make 2,000 arrests per day. DHS did not immediately respond to CNN's request for comment on this story. Joining me now, CNN senior national security analyst Juliet Kayyem. I mean, the first and obvious question is, what do you think about having this as another tool? Obviously, we have seen, police officers around the country using tasers. There have been some issues with those. But what do you think about these gloves and the possibility that ICE will be using these during detentions?
Well, the gloves, in theory, and GLOVE is for generated low output voltage emitter, so it's glove. The gloves generically are a tool. So like, you put them on, there's sort of an on-off switch. So if you touch someone, they may not feel it. When you turn it on, they're going to get a voltage that's described as sort of an intense bee sting. They're not supposed to do it for longer than 15 seconds. So this may be helpful. And I will say that the devices have mostly been used, at least from the public record. The company is not speaking now, at least from the public record, in confined situations, a jail. That may make sense because there's really no freedom of movement. Go forward to ICE and where we are now, this is asking for intense trouble for the American public. ICE is not known for de-escalation. Right. The rules of engagement for ICE are not understood. And with this mandate from the White House of 2,000 arrests a day, you are now have sort of issued ICE to sort of go around, touch people and zap them and say that they're not compliant. We know ICE, I'm going to be direct here. We know ICE lies. They've been shown to lie. They have. And so this could be a real danger for the American public.
They have been shown to lie in court. And so, judges have made those, made that very plain and clear. I do want to ask you about, because we've talked about this before, but it with this extra tool, when you consider the idea that there is a quota, most departments have gotten rid of these, right? I mean, this was a whole big thing with law enforcement many, many decades ago. And now that it's back for ICE and ICE only, generally speaking, what does this do to law enforcement agents when they have this thing sitting over their head that, we need to get 2,000 per day?
And they have billions and billions of dollars authorized to do so. So it's the combination of the mandate with the resources that has become the sort of scary aspect of ICE for most of the American public. Sarah, I'm so glad that you raised this. People often ask me, how do you reform ICE? We have to abolish it. Look, and America needs an enforcement agency, and one that's interior enforcement agency. We have unlawful immigrants in the country. The White House promised that they would go after the worst of the worst. That is so clearly not true anymore. If you ask me, what is the one thing that needs to be done to reform ICE, to make it an effective and lawful law enforcement agency that has a mandate that is legitimate, it would be this quota. This quota is a political...
That's it? That's all you want changed, is that they get rid of this shitty quota? That, quotas in terms of law enforcement have been proven to be not only ineffective, but just flat out oppressive to the general population. And the reason why quotas are just so ineffective is because, quotas are not going to necessarily mandate that you're getting, let's say it's 2,000 people a day, which it is for ICE, that you're going to be getting 2,000 criminals or 2,000 illegal immigrants per day. No, you're just required to pick up anybody, right? There's no information behind what an arrest qualifies as a qualified arrest, other than that you were just arresting people. And when you have this quota of 2,000 people a day, which is an incredibly high number, you're just going to sweep up whoever in order to meet that quota because, you know, your paycheck is essentially on the line and you don't really particularly care how effective you are. You just care whether or not you meet that number, right? So if you wanted to genuinely have an effective ICE agency, a part of it would be getting rid of the quota, but there are definitely a lot more reforms required in order to have an effective ICE agency.
Quota, it is not.
Which, by the way, ICE should just be fucking abolished.
Coming from Stephen Miller and Donald Trump.
Hi,
and says 2,000.
How are you? Welcome in. Good afternoon from South Boston. How you been? I don't know if I've just missed your streams in the morning or if you haven't been streaming lately, but it's good to see you. How are you? What's going on? Here, let me give you a shout out. Waiting. Did I type that right? Waiting. God damn it. Ow! Hopefully I did this right. Yay! Yay! Oh, you were only streaming for an hour and 16 minutes? What the heck? Taking a few days off from streaming? That is fair. I thought about taking today off too, because I'm just like freaking tired as heck. What have you been up to? Have you been able to like have some R&R? What did you get up to?
Pushing that down to the operational level, and then that means that these guys and women who have been onboarded with less training, less support, fewer rules of engagement are now deployed to satisfy.
Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. We're just learning about these disgusting new $20 million investment of ICE that are shock gloves. Estate planning and legal stuff, boring, huh? At least you got some kind of days off. Welcome in, Dylan.
So giving them a new tool is dangerous with this mandate.
Everything about ICE is dangerous.
It's always a pleasure to talk through these issues with you. They are big issues and they're not going
away.
I'm good.
So I had soccer yesterday and had the crap kicked out of me, but that's fine. It was fun. We're going to be doing Elden in a little bit. We're going to, I don't know if we're going to watch all of this. It's with Mehdi Hassan and Bassem Youssef, if I remember his name correctly, and it's about the recent turn that Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson have had against Israel. However, I obviously you can't really trust them. They're not like, you know, on our quote unquote side, but I'm curious to see what they say. I don't know if we'll watch all of this, so we'll watch a portion of it.
Or surprised you most?
And then we'll do Elden Ring.
Saga.
The blatant gaslighting. I think they're either blackmailed. I think they're even blackmailed.
First of all, you can't blackmail Donald Trump. He has no shame. The man's in the Epstein files. What would you blackmail him with?
When we talk about stuff that's happening in the world and then you get called anti-Semitic, I have a problem with that because basically you're calling out the truth. The truth now is anti-Semitic.
Bassem, why can't you be careful then in your language? What, are you doing it for clicks?
I'm not saying that my reaction is right, but I'm saying my reaction is natural. Why don't you like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson?
Because they've said some horrific things over the years.
You're so puritanical. What? Everything has to be everything has to be right and left for you.
I don't know if you're following the whole Hassan Piker controversy.
Every single week there's something to cancel him.
I know it's funny that they spent years saying we need a Joe Rogan on the left, but not him. I've got to throw his name in here. Bill Maher.
Oh my God.
You want to go on Daily Wire? Ben Shapiro, you watching? He wants to come on the Daily Wire.
I know. I'd be lying to go there.
I'm Mehdi Hassan.
And I'm Bassem Youssef.
And we're not kidding.
And I wish we were.
We're not kidding. The podcast from Zetea where I get to talk to funny people about serious things, but also funny things, I hope.
I hope so.
Welcome back.
Well, I'm so happy to be back.
It's been such a long time.
I know.
Time flies. I was like, it's been a month or two since we spoke to Bassem. We checked. It was 6 months ago in Dearborn at ArabCon in front of that live audience.
It means that you don't miss me that much.
Oh, no, I missed you a lot.
You just wake up and...
Although last time we met, you told me to fuck off because I said Indian food's better than Egyptian food.
Of course, I will always tell you this. I have to stand up for my own country.
And you'll always be wrong. Did you know, here's some trivia. We are in Washington, D.C. You came to see me this time.
Yes.
We've done this show in L.A. We've done this show in Toronto. We've done this show in London. First time we've ever done it in D.C.
I know.
It's home terrain.
And I'm happy that I'm here doing my show at the Warner Theatre and you're coming tonight. So this is how me and Mehdi meet. We just we see where do we coincide in the same city.
Even when we socialize this work, I'm coming to your show tonight with the family.
Exactly.
And also, I got to say, on a personal level, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
I believe it was your 42nd birthday recently?
52nd, thank you.
You don't look a day older than 60.
51.
51, mashallah, as we say. It's great to see. As it's been a long time, there's a lot to chat about.
Yeah.
A lot to chat about. And I don't know where to start, but I'm going to start with, out of order, I do want to talk about war and Iran and Gaza and all of the usual stuff we talk about. But I got to start with Epstein, because I know you've been very interested in the Epstein files. I've seen some of your videos and
We're
posts.
We're going to skip this.
We've covered it
I don't want to talk about Epstein right now. Next segment? Let's see. I want to hear about
dumb wars abroad. This is the first time in my life a majority of the American public says no, we do not support this war. And I think that's because of independent media. I think that's because mainstream media is now seen as completely unreliable. And same with Epstein. We did a poll, Zeteo, with Dropsite, which found 52% of Americans say that one of the reasons Trump went to war was Epstein. I mean, that tells me that the American public are not buying a lot of this bullshit.
American public waking up scares me even more. No, I'll tell you why. Okay. I'll tell you why. Because we were used to a system where people didn't know and they were distracted by bread and circus. So things just like went on, the Iraq war and whatever. But now people are getting to wake up. What happens when more and more people are getting to wake up? I'm worried that on the other side, the reaction will be more oppression, more stripping of your liberties, and more breaking the laws, because this is what happens in third world countries. People know.
Yeah.
But
I don't think that he's saying because people become more aware that it'll result in these things. I think what he's saying is that the government, in response to people becoming more aware, will implement more of these things, if I'm interpreting correctly.
Now, but the governments are more oppressive, and now with the American government, with how they are like on the same side with like Palantir and Oracle and all of that stuff, I'm worried that really they're gonna go down on the liberties.
Yes. No, I agree. And Peter Beinart actually wrote a very good piece recently about how American Jewish organizations, Zionist organizations in the US, they know they've lost the argument.
Yeah.
They know they've lost public opinion. Yeah. American public now supports Palestinians more than Israelis, first time in my lifetime. So they are heading in a very far right direction. They used to be very liberal. American Jewish organizations used to be famously liberal, but they're heading to the authoritarian right because, as you say, the crackdown is the only way now to win this argument, to shut people up with threats, doxing, surveillance.
And now you're listening to the dog whistle. It's like, maybe we should not protect the First Amendment. You see them talk.
We saw an Israeli billionaire come on CNBC.
It's like every anti-Semitic should be like a punishable crime, and we should put them in prison because words is not enough. So now they're already giving you what they're gonna to do, and that's what scares me. It's like, yes,
I should point out, not America, but in France this week, the week we're taping this show, a French member of the European Parliament was arrested. Rima Hassan, for liking a tweet that they said was apologizing for terrorism against Israel. So that's the free speech world we live in.
Exactly.
This is the country of Je suis Charlie. Remember?
Exactly.
No limits on free speech.
Exactly. So what would prevent them from doing that in America now? Like that's scary, man.
I agree. It's a real big problem. It's why independent media, if you're watching, is so important right now, because here's what I would say on the positive side, because I always feel like I have to give some hope after you speak. I think there are a lot of Republicans, not enough, a tiny minority, but enough who, the Dave Smiths of this world, small minority, libertarians, Republicans, Thomas Massey's, who would say, sorry, we're not going to sacrifice the First Amendment for Benjamin Netanyahu or for Greater Israel or whatever it is. And I think that is where, and this Supreme Court we know is very pliant, but yes, if they go after the First Amendment, then everything's up for sale. Everything's good.
And it's a numbers game. Like you have Robert Massey, but how many people in Congress actually say Thomas Massey? Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
How many people like him in
the Republican Party is only him, and MTG lost her career when she switched on this issue. By the way, I got to ask you this, Basil.
True, but I don't know if that's actually a bad thing, because I've said this before. Like MGT, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she can come over to the left. She can have her own podcast and stuff like that. But I don't think that it would be appropriate to ever elect her into a position of power because of her previous writings and leanings, right? It would be just a fool's errand to do that, in my opinion. With that being said, I don't have the energy to watch this today. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So we're going to switch over into Elden Ring. We're going to switch over to Elden Ring, and this time we have a specific task at hand. I know that Peak just recently had an update and stuff like that, but I genuinely want to just play Elden Ring for a little bit. I promised it like Monday, and we didn't get to it, and I am very, very sorry. So today We're gonna work on being an Elden Lord, the Lord of the Elden. We are tarnished. We are tarnished. And I've actually made a lot of progress in Elden Ring, so we're gonna be able to actually do some stuff this time. Hopefully it loads in without issue. Just give me a second. What am I doing again? I completely forgot. Oh yeah, that's right. I had to change the this week go. Also, for anybody who doesn't want to stick around for Elden Ring, thank you all so much for being here. We have movie night this Sunday. The stream will start a little bit early this time, but the movie will start at the same time regardless. We're going to start the movie at about 7:30 p.m. And this week we are going to be watching Enemy of the State featuring Will Smith. But before that, if you want to hop in a little bit early, we're going to be talking about flock cameras. And one of the reasons why it's important not to just focus on like the name flock cameras, but the whole concept of what flock cameras is and represent. So Sunday, 7:30 p.m. movie start. We'll probably starting stream about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Give a little bit of an intro because it's the theme of the movie. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy my efforts at becoming an Elden Dog. We're gonna fail play. We gotta go to a specific dungeon and stuff like that. Okay, so my category is Elden Ring. There we go. All right, wish me luck. We're gonna die. Okay, have fun with the video game. Take care. Be well. Thank you, Accident. Hopefully see you Friday. I'll be back Friday also if you're listening to the news and stuff. I hope to catch you stream when you're back, and I hope you have luck with like your estate stuff and whatnot. Thank you so much for popping in. Oh, I gotta get my controller. Come on, give it to me. Give me my controller. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. All right, let's do this. I don't know if you can hear in-game sounds right yet. Just give me a second. Let me check. Oh no, I have to exit out and try again. It's not letting me check my OBS. Oh, maybe now it will. Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. No, that's not what I want. How do I get game audio? Properties. Elden Ring. Yeah. Why can't I see it in my thingy? Oh, I see. Maybe this way? I don't know why. There we go. Hopefully this is working. I'm gonna do this. Properties. Elden Ring. Okay, we have no sound yet, so we'll see. Okay, let's go. All right, Elden Lording. We have a specific mission that we're going on, and we're going to try to retrieve the bell that we need to get Smithing Stones 1 and 2 unlocked right now. And I think that's going to be more tackleable than doing level 3, because I don't know if I'm ready for that. But we did defeat Roderick for the first time today. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. All right, come on, load in. Why is it taking so long? Okay, there we go. Okay, this is not where we need to be. I don't know why we're here right now. Also, if you need a pro tip on playing this game, getting a lantern or a torch to explore these areas is OP. What level am I now? Let's see. I'm level... Oh, wait, no, that's not it. I'm level 41? I didn't realize I got to level 41. Hi. Okay, I like it. Also exploring these levels when I don't have any... Oh, there we go. I know which one this is. I think I've died in this one so many times. I don't know if we've actually ever completed it, so we'll see it. We'll explore here first, and then we'll move on to... Actually, not you. Not you. You. We're gonna take you down. Yep, that's right. Sweet. Any more? We get you too. If we can get as many of you as... Yes! as far away. I learned this the hard way. I've been relying on like melee weapons rather than long form bow weapons and stuff, even though it like clears the way so well. Oh shit, we're too far away. I don't know how to disengage from like, okay, there we go. I figured it out. That's not gonna work all the time, but okay, one more just for you. Sorry, dude. Gotta do it. Okay, we're not gonna go for this guy yet. We're gonna go around the corner and stuff. No! Oh my goodness. Okay, so I know that I've played this one so much that I know that there's an ambush around the corner and stuff like that. Okay. Okay, awesome. We're already doing better than we normally are. But yeah, there's this guy here. Okay. Poisoned. Die! Aha! Our weapon is so much better than it used to be. Holy crow. Okay, do we want to go this way? I think so. I don't remember. I don't think we can get down this way. We're gonna check though. Lever ahead. I don't believe it. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna... Did we get you? Good. Okay, we're gonna go back down this tunnel though. Because I can't remember what's down this tunnel, but I think it might be death. We'll see. Oh, nothing. Okay. So far. Oh, we gotta go a little further. Alright, alright. I like to use target lock to see if there's anything in front of us where the lantern doesn't light up. What does it say? What does it say? Time for ambush. Be wary of group. Okay, shit. Be wary of right. Bird ahead. Okay. What am I missing? Okay, there we go. Okay, we're gonna use our bow again. Boosh. Okay, switch back. Use this. Yeah, come on. Oh, you're hurting on the ground. We're gonna get you now. We're gonna get you now. Gotcha. Ah! Where's the rest of them? There's gotta be more. Oh my gosh. I knew it. That's okay. Any more? Yeah, one more. Okay, we're gonna get you too. Gotcha. One stroke. That's not what I meant. Oh, also, I forgot. I just got reminded. Let me go to big screen to do this because I keep forgetting to do it in the stream, and I don't want to do it before I forget. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. I just gotta get this out of the way. I know I'm interrupting gameplay, but I just wanted to put out a public apology to somebody who I know pays attention to the stream because I said something yesterday that I feel was out of pocket and unfair. I think if I said what I actually meant to say, we wouldn't be in this position. I think that it deserves recognition, and I'm sorry for what I said. I hope that you are doing well, and I apologize, and that's basically it. Okay, let's get back to gaming. Let's get back to tarnishing! I know that wasn't very good, but I'm so tired I forgot what I was actually going to say. But yes, I apologize. I was out of pocket. It was unnecessary. I could have been much kinder in my approach to the entire situation, so I am sorry. Okay, let's move. Nothing here? Nothing here. Okay. Let's move forward. We're going to avoid the poison. Go back upstairs. I've done this, like, cavern before, except I was never as successful as I've been so far. Usually I'm dead by now. So we're definitely improving at this game. I remember when I first started playing this game, I had to have the boys carry me all the time. But now we're doing better. All right, let's see. What else do we got? Not you. Okay, we're gonna switch between... Okay, not yet. Okay, anything over here? Anything over here? Oh, no. We don't want to get poisoned. Oh, we got poisoned. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, we're backing up behind here. We're gonna wait for them to come. Oh, that sounded never good. Come on, get him! Get him! Get him! Get him quick! Get him quick! We need to heal. We need to heal. No! No! Heal! 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 Yes! Okay, perfect. Get behind the thingy. There is something attacking us from afar. We need this guy to come to us. There we go. That's what we wanted. Perfect. Any more? Any more of you SOBs? Who is attacking us from afar? Let's see if we can get them. Because somebody is getting us right now. Where are you? Are you below? Where is this coming from? We kept on getting hit. Oh, hi, Dig. I'm sorry. Anyways, take care. I'm so sorry I missed it. Saying sorry is the hardest thing for me to do when I mean it. Really? Or rather, when I feel bad about it. Anyways, take care. Sorry I missed your message. I got distracted with trying not to freaking die. Ah! Okay. I can understand that. For me, it's not difficult at all. Like, when I know for sure that I've messed up. Because, like, then it's coming from a genuine place. It's just like, okay, I didn't, like, intend to cause, like, harm. And I obviously did. So I think that it's fair to apologize to the person that, like, I caused harm to. Because I don't quite understand people who are adverse to apologizing. I don't personally view apologizing as some sort of, like, degradation. I view it more of like when I hurt somebody, let's say this is me, this is them, we're on an equal playing field, then I've sort of lowered them beneath me. And then when I apologize, it's an effort to try to bring us back to an equal level. It's not like I'm like, oh, you're so much more higher than me, I'm lower than you, all this other stuff. No, it's like I'm seeing you as a person, you're equal to me. You know, I value you and who you are, and I value the impact that I've clearly had on you. Okay, we're going to skip this section for now, for later, because I don't think that there's anything good there. Sorry I missed your message, Dylan. I hope that you're doing okay, if you're still here. If not, maybe you'll see this later. Oh my god, we're going to die again. Okay, there's messages here. What does it say? Why is it always poison? I don't know. Okay, we're going to do this again, and we're going to target lock you, and we're going to kill you. Oop. Goodbye. Oh, is this another guy or am I seeing things? Oh no, that's my own weapon. Try stealth? No. Time for running? I don't think so. I think this is all just nonsense. Okay, here's another guy. Okay, we can use our bow. Bloop. Bloop. One more. One more. Bloop. Oh, just gotta wait for him to stop moving. Bloop. There we go. Any others? Any others? Time for running? I'm assuming that it's time for running because it's poison. Not for any other reason. What does it say? Why is it always poison? I don't know. Okay, but we're losing health, which is my concern. Okay. Doop. Okay, let's see. What's this say? Try range battle. Yes, okay. One more. Goodbye. What about you? One more. That's right. Goodbye. Oh, I missed it. Nope. Ah! Block the poison. Okay, we're poisoned. We're just gonna go down because this is not effective. Blah! Goodbye. Thank you. I'm hoping that we'll be, if there's a dungeon in here, because I've never made it this far before. I'm hoping that if there's a dungeon in here... There we go. You next. Ugh. Goodbye. Goodbye. No. Ugh. I'm hoping that we'll be able to get back out. Is there anything behind the waterfall except for poison? No. Okay. We're gonna try and avoid jumping in the poison. Is there anything down here? Oh, there is a dungeon. We're gonna die. Get ready, chat. We're toast. But I've learned a couple of tricks, so hopefully we won't be too bad. I don't know, I've defeated quite a few dungeons so far. How many runes do we have? Oh, okay, only 800. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this one. We're gonna enter in here. Let's see. We're gonna call this. Woo! Then we're gonna heal. And then we're gonna target lock. And then hopefully the wolves will go get him first and then distract him. That's right. Get him, wolves! Get him! No! We got the wrong weapon! Oh my gosh, we got the wrong weapon. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, this should be easy. This should be easy. Okay, nope, nope, nope. Guard. That's right. Nope. You're going down. You're going down. You're going down. You're going down. I'm getting you down. No, no, no. We got him. We got him. Back up. Back up. Heal. 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 Yes, we've got this guy. We've got this. Even if we, yes, I can't believe we did it. Oh my God, we did it. Wing sword insignia. I don't know what any of these insignias do. I have no freaking clue. I can't believe it. That's all we get for this? Gosh dang it. Okay, let's see if we can get to a site of grace super quickly. Let's see if we can get to a site of grace super quickly because we're being poisoned right now. Anything in here? Let there be something. Yeah, there's nothing, unfortunately. It seems like there should be, but there's never any secret passageways. That's actually probably one of the biggest letdowns of Elden Ring, is that there's not more secret passageways. That would make me happy. Okay, let's get out of here. How many runes did we get? That's it? That's kind of lame. Yes, return to the start. No, I don't want to read your message. I want to return to the start. Oh no, are we locked out? No, oh no, because we're stuck in attack mode. Okay, I have to reload the game. How much health do we have? Okay, we can do this. We can do this. Ooh, get out of the poison. Get out of the poison. We have to run back to the start. No. Okay, we got to try and avoid the poison because we have one flask left to make it out of here. Because I got locked into this concept. Like, what can happen is there's a glitch in the game where it'll be like, you're still in danger, which means that we're locking all your controls. So, oh no! Okay, thank goodness we can get up here. I thought we were stuck down here. Thankfully, that's not the case. But there's another dungeon that I've been trying to conquer that does do that. And it's just like, okay. All right, here we go. I don't know, do we want to attack these guys? Nah. Skip. I can't believe that we did this so quickly. Not that I'm like not complaining, but I'm like happy. Okay, yep. You're gonna do that. Is there anything down here that's worth picking up? Maybe. I don't think that there's anything else in this dungeon, really. Like, there's this down here, but I'm pretty sure it's just a rune, and we have enough runes. That's not really what we need. And then there's just these guys, which is just additional runes, which is like, whatever, we can get more of those. What I want is to get out of here. It's around here. Anything? Oh! Okay, here we go. Here's how we get out of here. Thank goodness. Okay, we're gonna sit at the grace. All right. All right, let's get out of here. I have to reload the game, unfortunately, so we're just gonna be black screen for just a second. Sorry. I don't know why it does this so frequently. Oh, that's not what I want. I want this. And then I want to do this. There we go. Okay, let's reload Elden Ring, and then we'll continue on. This time, we will be searching for our ruins, our ruins bell, or something like that, or whatever it's called. Excuse me. Is it working?
Okay, come on. Come on, dude.
Sorry, guys. I don't know why this is taking so long. Hopefully it'll fix itself shortly. Come on, Elden. Oh, maybe? Yay, there we go. Yay. I fell in love with Elden. I don't remember what it was that prompted me to play it again recently. But I finally gotten the hang of it. I was just like, I'm actually gonna try and figure this out. This can't be that difficult. And I think I probably could have like leveled faster if I if I had taken like rune collection more seriously, because I've probably lost more runes than I've saved by just dying and be like, I give up, and not trying to retrieve them and not trying to grind it out. But so far I've unlocked a lot of things. I recently defeated Roderick in the castle, which was surprisingly easy by comparison. But then like within the same castle there's like this lion dog thing that literally takes me out in one swipe, and it's just like I don't get this. I don't get this at all. Okay, so what we're gonna do now that we're in here, how many runes do we have? 5,000. Okay, we are going to do this quickly. I always turn my lantern on everywhere, no matter where I go. I don't know why. But we're going to go to a specific cavern to try to get a bell. We have to fight another boss, and it's within this area. But before we do that, we're going to go to... We're gonna go to this area here, and then we might farm some giants quickly to up our rune count so that we can buy more stuff. Like, I haven't cashed in any of the runes that I have because I want to save them until I've had an opportunity to research them. There's so much. I've never Googled the game more. But the reason why we're doing this is because we need a better weapon. So we want to strengthen some armaments. We want to strengthen a blunt weapon. We want to strengthen this one, I think. So we're going to do this one. And then if we need to, we can do these ones. Okay, which one's better? 13, 8. We don't really need magic all that much. Okay, this one might be better. Oh, this one's better still. It's the same thing. Okay, I know how we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Equipment. I'm going to take out this one because this is not the one that we want. What we want is we want a blunt force weapon. So how do we tell if something is a blunt force weapon? Okay, we don't have the strength for that one. We can't use this one. Godslayer seal. No, that's not what we're looking for. What the heck? There we go. Let's say we had this one equipped. We go, this one is a downgrade. This one is also downgrade. This one is an upgrade by quite a bit. Yeah, this one is an upgrade by quite a bit. This one's even better. This one is too much for us, so I think we're going to stick with this one, and then we'll level this one up. And then do we have enough? What's the ones that we wanted? Makes us too heavy. Okay. Those are all downgrades. Okay. All right. We've got it. So we're going to upgrade our weapons, strengthen our armaments. This one, we want to strengthen it quite a bit. Smithing stone 1. Armament cannot be strengthened any further at this smithing table. Okay. We're going to head to the round table quickly and see if we can get it there. Oh. There we go. So we've explored most of the world. I just can't get past this part to get into this area. Somehow I managed to get this to here. I don't know how. I don't know how I got here, but here we are. But I've explored most of the world and discovered most of everything. I think that I've tackled almost everything in Limgrave. There's just a couple of caverns and stuff like here. Like the big bears, I have no capability of tackling whatsoever. They're too fast. I have to look up a tactic on how to get them. I've tried even Ashes of War to like summon assistance, and I still can't. They just wipe me out so quickly. Okay, we're gonna upgrade our weapon, which I think is actually behind us, not this way. Where's our smither? I think we're going the wrong way. Yeah, this is where we gotta drop off the bell once we're hopefully done. Not this way, but this way. Here we go. All right, every time we come to me, it's like, oh, I thought you were dead. It's like, no, we're still here. Okay, strengthen armament. So we want to strengthen this one. Yes. Yes. Okay, perfect. That's all we really wanted to do. Hopefully this will be enough for where we want to go, because I don't know. But we want to head to, I believe it's here, Royal Larcia Crystal Tunnel. We're going to use our Sith to start as we go through the cavern. Although we'll try, since we're low, we used up all of our runes, we're going to try using our melee weapon and see if that fends better. We'll see how it goes, though. Okay, here we go. Oh, excuse me. What's behind us? We're pulling this for right now, just in case we need to run back. Okay, we're gonna switch our weapons and see if this works better on them. Okay, there's Grace. Okay, let's get this guy. Oh my goodness, this weapon is slow, but it's effective. All right, I'll take it. Okay, this guy next. You. It's not that slow, actually. It's not bad. This is my first time ever using it. I might upgrade this weapon too, actually. Holy crow. All right, we'll take it. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can get down to... Oh, I forgot to turn the lantern on. Always turn the lantern on. Where's my lantern? There it is. I'm covering it with my face, so you can't actually see, but there it is. Okay, bring back health. There we go. Okay, what's this say? Liar ahead. I remember dying in this cavern. Oh, damn it, I didn't mean to do that. I remember dying in this cavern a lot too, and I can't remember, so we're gonna have to be stealthy and careful. One of the things that really helped me up my game when playing this game was definitely watching other people play. Okay, we're gonna go and get this guy first because we want the runes. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your sacrifice. I'm so sorry! No, that's not what I meant to do. God damn it. Keep on pressing the wrong frickin' button. Ooh, oh my gosh, we almost fell off. Okay, I'm gonna switch to this instead. All right. Ah, no! No, this way, this guy. No. Okay. Oh, shit, get him, get him, get him. Now we need health. Oh my goodness. We gotta be careful here. Okay. Don't fall off either. Okay, so this lift, for some reason, does not work. Contraption does not move. Okay. Oh no, okay, thank goodness. I thought we got locked in again. So I don't know if it's at some point it'll move, or if it's just not moving right now. And I'm pretty sure there's an ambush coming up. Okay, there's that. Oh no. Is there anybody else? Okay, get you. Get you. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Get him quickly. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot this guy. We gotta get this guy first. He is going to kill us. Otherwise, yeah, he kills us every single time. So I think what I'm gonna do is... Oh shit. We need to get those guys first. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the bow. I don't know if I have it equipped. Or we're going to try and avoid the guys on the lower section. I don't know what's going to work. Oh my gosh. I don't know how we're going to do this. We have to get through the entire cave. Last time I literally just ran through. Fuck. Okay. Turn on our lantern. Doom. Boom. Okay. Good. Get that ready. Make sure not to press the wrong buttons. We don't actually need to attack the other guy up here, so we're going to skip it. But we're going to get this guy, because he's going to get us. Bye. Thank you for your sacrifice. Greatly appreciated. Alright, let's go. This one? Collecty, collecty, collecty. Always collect, because you can always sell this stuff later for more ruins. And it's like an easy way to just collect ruins. Okay, let's get this guy first. Okay, we're just gonna wait for this guy to go away. He's a little bit further, this guy. We want him to go away. Let's see where he goes. It's just gonna take a little second. Are you coming back already? Damn it. Okay, let's wait. I waited too long. Maybe he'll come all the way up here for us, and then we can get him here? It's this guy. This guy here. See what he does. Let's back up a little bit so that if we aggro him, we don't aggro more than one at a time. Are you going away again? Yes, okay. I just realized we should check over here. No, there's no other cavern. It's just a jumpy jump. We'll do that later. Let's wait for him to go down the stairs. Okay, we should be okay now. Goodbye. Nice. Yay! I can't believe we're doing it! Okay. I think I just need to slow down a little bit and take my time and think more carefully about how I approach things in the future with this stuff. Okay, nothing here. Okay, here is where we need to be careful. Okay, yeah, I have a plan. I have a plan. Don't fall! Don't fall! Oh, damn it, that was not the plan at all! That was not the plan. Oh god, we're dead. Yep, there's this guy. He's gonna try and kill us, of course. Maybe we can get him first, though. Maybe we can get him first. Maybe we can get all of them first. Okay. Okay, nervous. Take a look around. Check your surroundings. Okay, let's get this guy. He's isolated and alone. Easy target. Okay, there we go. Oh, is somebody trying to spoosh us? Acquire materials. Fantastic. Okay. Is there somebody trying to smoosh us? Come on, gimme. Okay, where are we right now? Okay, I see we're behind. Okay, let's see if we can target lock on any of the people that we want to attack. We don't want to, I don't know if this is the guy. We don't have our bow equipped. Shit. Okay, I have to go into equipment. We want to, no, not this one. This one. This is the one where we want our bow. Where's our bow? This bow? No. Where's our bow? Where's our bow? There it is. Okay, this is our bow. Do we have any arrows, though? No. We got 6 arrows. Fudge. Okay. Okay, you're not the one that I want. The one that I want is a little further up. Okay, let's try it. We'll try it. We're risking it for the biscuit. There's that. We're safe so far. But there is... Is it here or is it somewhere else? Yes, it's up there. That's where they are. Okay. That's where our ruins are too. Shit. So there is a guy, if I remember correctly. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. There he is. Okay, let's see. Shit. Okay, we're safe here, but he is not. No, get him. No, we're out of arrows. Okay, no, drink. Yep, that's right. Where's our shield? That's right. We want our shield. We're gonna try and go and get him right now without aggroing the rest of the guys, because last time we aggroed the rest of the guys and that's what did us in. There we go. Goodbye. Yes! Ah! I can't believe we did it. Okay, perfect. Okay, what's around here? I'm pretty sure we ran through here and collected all of the stuff. Okay, we're out of arrows. Let's see if we can get this guy first. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna get hit. That's okay. As long as we run away quickly. Run! Goodness. Okay. No, turn around. Get him. No, get him. Get him. Get him. Get him before he gets us. Get him before he gets us. Get him before he gets us. That's right. Who's your boss? Me. All right, there we go. Okay, we're running out of heals, so we want to be a little bit more sparing. Okay, there we go. Only 3,000 ruins. That was not worth it. Is there anything over on this side? No, nothing? Okay. Is there any stuff we can collect? Like any goodies? No, it's just glowing rock. Okay. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this boss when we finally get to it. Oh, this is stressful. Okay, get him. Getcha. 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 Ha ha ha. Down we go. Okay, there's a hole. There's another hole. Okay, we're going down this one though. Okay, there's that. We're gonna go up this way though. Sorry, dude. Feel kind of bad sometimes, but goodbye. There he is. There's the boss down there. I wonder if we can hit him with arrows. Okay, obviously we can't jump this way. This guy is a danger to us. Okay, that's good to know. Acquire material. Thank you. Ooh, smithing stone. Nice. Okay, so that is going to be a danger. If we're not able to do it this time, what we're going to do is we are going to reassess by getting arrows, more arrows, so we can take them down from afar so that we don't have to deal with them once we get over there. Okay, move, move, move. Moovity, moovity, moovity. Moovity, moovity, moovity. Okay, so we can avoid this guy, but there he is. Where is he? There he is. We want to get this guy right now while we can. That's right. Goodbye. Yes, he was our major danger here. Otherwise, we should be okay. Oh, here's another one right here. Yep. Get you. Get you. There we go. Okay, that's better. Much better. Yes! I can't believe we're doing so well. I can't believe we're doing so well. Okay, you're next. I'm so sorry. I know you're just a worker. This is very anti-worker. I apologize. I'm so sorry. So sorry about that. But it was a necessary evil. I am being a CEO. What can I say? What can I say? Okay, where does this take us? Let's see. What does it say? Do we want to use it right now? Ladder? There is no ladder. That's a... Oh, wait. That's a ladder right there, but that's not the ladder we need. Okay, we're gonna... Let's see. Does it go up? Or does it go down? Let's go... Let's go the safe way, or what we perceive to be the safe way, which is the long way, which is this way. What does it say? What does this show? Touch the bloodstone. Okay, so you're attacking somebody. Okay, there's a guy right here. There we go. There we go. There we go. Goodbye. Easy peasy. And I'm pretty sure that they're to be wary of up. Ah, I see them. I see you. Okay. I feel like there are two guys in here also, but there's nothing that we need in here. What I'm worried about is you guys. Are you going to drop down yet? Drop down. Come on, drop down. There we go. You first. You first. Goodbye. Goodbye. 1, 2. 2. We got you. We got you right away. Yes! Okay. Woohoo! Yeah, one of the things that's definitely improved my Elden playing is reading the notes and stuff like that. Okay, we're not going in there because we're not going to bait it. What's it say here? Be wary of ambush. Okay, so there's this guy here, there's that guy there, and there's nothing useful in there, so we're going to skip that. Oh, this is stressful. We're gonna go... Let's see, what's around here? Use our shield. Okay, there's quite a... Oh my god. Fuck. I wonder if they'll attack us. I don't think so. We're gonna go back and check that elevator first. We're gonna go back and check that elevator first. I have a feeling that it goes up rather than down, but I just want to see it. I feel like curiosity's gonna kill us, but whatever. Okay, where is it? Oh, it's up here. That's right. Okay, let's see where this goes. Maybe it'll unlock the elevator? Yes, it goes up. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, where does this take us? Is there anything that we can hop off onto? No? Oh, it is! Yay! I wonder if it'll work now. Okay, so this is probably how we can get back to the start. Let's go back down, though, and finish this. And hopefully we will be able to tackle the boss. My hands are so sweaty. Is that a thing you can get onto there? Okay, we're gonna do this one more time. I just want to check quickly. Look. See? Right there? Right there? It looks like it. Maybe I'm imagining things. Okay, we're gonna go down one more time. Let's look over the edge here quickly, actually. Let's see if we can see anything. Anything? Maybe I'm imagining things? It looks like a ledge there, but I don't see anything there. Maybe I'm just imagining stuff. Okay, we're not gonna risk it. How many? Okay, we only have 4,000. That's not a big deal. Okay, back we go. Hi, Duncan. Welcome, welcome in. Bro, just FYI. Red Bull gives you wings. It does. I have not had any yet. How are you, Duncan? Welcome in. We're Eldening today. We're taking a break and doing a little bit of Eldening. We're about to fight a boss. Hopefully. Doing great. That's good. What have you been up to recently? Anything exciting? Okay, we're gonna get our butt kicked here, I'm pretty sure. But I'm also think that these guys won't attack us. You'll see in a second. There's like a giant group of people right here. Ooh, makes me nervous. Like, look how many people there are. And then there's that guy there. That's the guy that I'm most worried about right here. But I'm also out of arrows. Okay, maybe we have enough stuff to make item crafting. I don't know how to use daggers. Can we make these? Do we have enough? Okay, we have enough for... What do we have for this? Okay, we'll make these. Okay. Let's hope that this works. Reading about philosophy, specifically ethics? Oh yeah? Like ethics just in general or ethics surrounding a specific topic? Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Equipment. There we go. That's what I wanted. Ooh! Oh my gosh, we almost fell off. Completely ruined it. Where's our... What the heck is going on, equipment? Oh, we want our bow and arrow. Both? Okay, but what's the specific topic? There we go. Okay. Please don't all chase us. Please don't all chase us. Please don't all chase us. Okay, thank goodness. It didn't bring all of them. It just brought him. Thank goodness. Okay, come here. Thank you. Ugh. Got you first. Got you first. Got you first. Got you first. Please don't double attack me. Don't double team me. That's not fair. That's not fair. That's cheating. That's cheating. Get him. 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 Got him. Yes. Okay, let this guy chase up. Is there other people chasing us? Oh god, run. Are there more people chasing us? No. Okay, just this guy. Kind of? Maybe? I don't know. Yes. Okay, that guy ran out. Ethics, both ethics. Oh, philosophy and ethics. I know, but like, I mean, around like a specific like topic around like specific set of ethics. Like, is there ethics is very broad. Is what I'm trying to say. It's a great topic, but ethics is really broad. Okay, let's see. Oh, here comes this guy. Okay, goodbye. Got you. Got you. We're not going to attack the group of people because they're not screwing with us. Cracked crystal. Okay. So we can go this way. Okay, we're not going down yet. We're gonna go the other way first. My toes are cold. Is this another guy? Yes, it is. Okay, let's see. Let's get him. Let's sneak attack on him because he's gonna try to kill us if we don't. That's right. Who's your boss? Me. Ha ha ha. Me. Okay, anything else down around here in the back that we need? I don't think so. Okay, we're gonna go down that tunnel hole. Currently looking at Peter Singer's 1972 paper. Oh yeah, what does it cover? Is it interesting? Should I look it up myself? Okay, we're playing a risky game here, but it's worth checking out. Let's go grab this. Okay, let's get out of here now. I'm glad that not everybody in here attacked you. Oh, hey, we got a goodie. Oh, shatter earth. I wonder what that does. Okay, now we'll go down the other elevator. So how did you get into like philosophy and ethics? Okay, down we go. I think we're on to our boss now after this. I'm gonna spin. I'm sorry if it makes you dizzy. Just trying to look for... Oh! We gotta go back up. Okay, I'm gonna go back up. I'm going to want to get into that cave. Thank you. Oh, there's nothing here. Lame. It says that the average person is morally evil as they don't spend every single bit of extra money on famine relief, instead spending it on anything that's a luxury, such as coffee or anything else. I understand that sentiment sometimes. I get where that comes from. Personally, I don't know if I fully agree. I think that the level of culpability for the average person versus like, you know, millionaires and billionaires is very, very different. Because when you think about how much money would benefit other people, like just by the amount of coffee that people people spend on coffee, like collectively as a whole, 100% it could have a major impact. But then you wouldn't have companies like Starbucks and etc., right? Which I would not cry over because Starbucks here is absolutely freaking ridiculous. But yeah, I don't fully agree with it. It's an extreme conclusion, but difficult to counter as it is extremely all right. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they're like it's untrue, but in terms of like the culpability for the average person compared to corporations who take in so much money and do so much exploitation, I don't necessarily think that it's fair to call them evil, but maybe apathetic, right? I also think that people tend to end up feeling relatively like cut off from the access of having effective change, what puts them in a position of like relative, like not necessarily sterilization, but inability to no. All right, rationally, what do you mean? Like that the argument is all right rationally? Yeah, rationally it makes sense. Like if everybody were to dedicate everything they could to eradicating like, you know, problems within the world, we would make a lot of changes a lot faster. But the ability to actually get people to do that is completely different. All right, so clearly this is not going to work. I don't know if we have the wrong kind of weapon, but the advice that I got, we just got mushed to death. No! Okay, we might need help with this guy. I don't know what in the heck we're supposed to do. He literally just one-shot at me. Oh. Okay, we're gonna move to somewhere else. Somewhere, hopefully, I don't know what we're gonna do. That was disappointing. I looked up a tutorial, and they're like, yeah, this'll work. Let's see where we're gonna go. Where are we right now? Okay, we are here. Okay. What is this? Ansel River Well? How do we get there? I can't remember if there's something up here or not. Duncan says, it's not about the message of the argument itself that makes it so impressive, although that too, but rather the way he structures it. I mean, I think that it's a basic principle, like, for people who think about it, like, if you're being, like, you know, honest with yourself, like, what is really going to help the world? Spending money on that coffee or investing in, like, somebody who's starving to death? Right? Like we have this, I think we tend to conflate like, you know, additional spending like luxuries as like well, I'm saving money for my future, and you know, we pass it off and stuff like that. I don't know if that's exactly a groundbreaking thought process that he's had there. It feels very rudimentary in terms of like, you know, thinking about things, because yeah, it's very, very true. If we were to invest the energy that it would take, it would be much easier for us to solve these problems, and we would solve them quickly. And if we were genuinely an ethical species, well, it would be solved a lot long ago. Unfortunately, we have psychopaths in our society, and, you know, people like their luxuries, like Starschmucks, which costs $7 freaking bucks for a bloody grande here. No, thank you. Okay, where are we going? Oh yeah, we're going to here. Oh wait, I think we've been here before, maybe? Have we? I don't know. There's no way we can tackle this guy, though. He's gonna kill us. How is he damaged already? Do we want to try and attack this guy? He's gonna kick our butt in like a couple of seconds, but we also have no ruins, so what's the worst that could happen? Is that our approach? Yes, no, because there's something behind us that's gonna attack. Oh no, that's just a squirrel. Who cares about that? Excuse me. Geronimo. Okay, let's see if we can do any damage to this guy whatsoever. We'll give it 2 tries. Oh, no, we don't want to attack that guy. We want to attack this guy. No, this guy. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Oh, we're actually doing damage! Let's see how long it takes him to kill us. Oh, it's gonna take him just a couple of seconds. Maybe we'll get lucky? Oh, he's down! He's down! Oh my gosh, do we think we can get him? Maybe? Maybe? He's down. He's down right now. Let's get him. Let's get him. What's his damage level? He seems to... Oh my gosh, we might actually be able to get him. We might actually be able to get him. Heal, 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 heal quick, heal quick. Yes, 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 get him. Get him. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're about to fell this guy. I can't believe we're about to fell this guy. Oh my gosh. Look, we're doing it. We're doing it. Did we do it? Oh my gosh, I can't believe we did that. Okay, Duncan says, it's not about the fact that the idea is in itself, it's me itself, it's philosophy. Okay, yeah, fair enough. The way an argument is judged is to see whether the premise leads to conclusions itself. Okay. In his paper, that's flawless, which is why it's considered such a great paper and is a staple in philosophy courses now. Okay. Not it's, by the way. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I get what you're saying. That's fair. That's a fair assessment. I get that. Okay, let's see. Where are we going in here? Where does this take us? Are we gonna die right away? How do people die in here? What the heck happened? How many runes did that get us? That's only got us like... Oh, that's lame. Don't you dare? What? That's fair enough. I feel like I figured that out when I was like 15 or something, though, to be fair. I guess it's not about when you figure it out, it's about the effectiveness of the argument. You're fair. You're right. Right. Oh, where are we going? Oh, where's this? Oh, that made me dizzy. Ooh, what's this? Oh, I remember this. Okay, we're not gonna do all of the ants because that's an insane number of ants. But we're gonna go this way a little bit. I can't remember what's this way. Okay, is there anything even this way? Okay, can we use our horse in here? No, but we can do this. Let's see what this does. Let's get a little closer to the ants, and we're gonna try and mimicking them. Oh, there's one right there. Come on, jump down. Yup, beach, I see you. I saw you. I see you. Come on, jump down. Aren't you going to? Are you not going to attack us? Okay. Fair enough. Depends. Are you going to come down? No? No? Okay, we're going to try and mimic. Oh, shit. Let's see, what does it turn us into? Do we become an ant? What is this? What is this? This is not an ant at all. Gosh dang it. Okay, let's try it a little bit. Let's see if we can target this guy, and then it'll change us, maybe. Anything up here that we can get onto? No, okay. Why did it turn us into a grave? Was that like the closest thing that we came into? Okay, let's try. Let's try one more time. Oh no, he came down. No! No! Don't attack us! No! Okay, oh, we're dead. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you. Oh my gosh. No, we're dead. Maybe we don't try this cavern because it killed us so quickly. Whoopsies. There we go. See, there goes our runes so quickly. Okay, we're gonna try and attack the knight in the Stone Vale cavern, and then there's just this one other section that I want to try and check out. I don't know if we'll be able to get to it because it takes such a long time to work through that area. Hi, Surfy. Welcome in. How are you? What's new and exciting for you? I meant to message you this Sunday, but I haven't found a video yet. I think that there's one that I have in mind that would work. What are you up to? What's new and exciting? Okay, we did this guy. Okay. We already tried there, and we failed miserably. No, we'll die there for sure. Let's see if there's anything around here that we can do. Is this another one? No, that's a shack. This one? Round's End Catacomb. And you getting more progress than me? That's crazy. Heck yes. What'd you say? I'm good. You're a bit drunk? I hope you're having a good time. How dare you party without me? I'm doing good. We tried to get, I will definitely need your help. I tried to get the bell in the Crystal Cave to like be able to unlock the runes that you can purchase in the round table. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Have we already been through here? Did I already tackle this one? Oh, maybe? I think we might have been through here, but I don't know how to do this one. I'm good. I got beat up at soccer yesterday, though. Okay, here you are. Okay, where are you? Okay, there we go. Got you. I don't know how to do this one. It's super weird. Okay, there's that. Haha, yeah. Little fun, blasting music while playing some pool with mates. Oh, that's cool. Are you good at pool? I haven't played pool in a while. Okay, we already pulled that. I feel like I'm missing something here. Anything down here? Okay, we can't get this guy yet. Yeah, enough of you. Okay, we can go down. Yeah, thanks for the throw. There you go. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm level 41 now, by the way. Oh, who else is attacking us? Anyone? No? Okay, we're gonna go back this way. Is there a secret passage? Hidden path ahead, and then pair ahead? I don't believe that. I don't think... Why is it always rolling? Okay, we're trying to roll... Oh my god, it worked! There is one! Okay, we're gonna get these guys one at a time. I thought they were... There are so many times when there are messages and it's like, hidden path ahead, and then it's just garbage. Okay, let's see. Where's the other guy? Ooh, there he is. That scared me. Oh, it's the full... Oh, okay, so it doesn't matter which side you use. Any other hidden paths? No hidden path ahead. Okay, thank you for the actual... Ooh, watchdog staff. I wonder if that's good. What's this? Human bone shard. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna go forward. Be wary of trap. Okay, where is the trap? This side? Is this it? Wait, we gotta put our lantern on so we can see. Oh, never mind. There it is. Got him. Okay, turn on our lantern so we can see better. Perfect. Okay, I'm pretty sure that there are multiple guys in here. Okay. Anything up here? No, not yet. Anything? No? Alright, I'm not complaining. That's fine. Let's see, what does it say? Hidden path ahead. I don't believe that. Rolling ahead. I don't believe that. Trap ahead. Be wary of left and then wary of right. Okay. There he is. Get him. Get him first. This side. Now this side. Ah! And then this guy right here. Yep. Found you. Ha! Got y'all. Gotcha. Gotcha. No, get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Oh my gosh! Get him! No, get away! Get away! Get away! Get him! Oh my gosh, that was scary. I should not be playing this game. That's the way that it goes most of the time. Okay, rolling ahead. I don't believe that to be true, but we'll check it anyway, just in case. Nope, still no hidden path. Rolling ahead. Nope, no rolling required. Nothing here either. Check one more time. Nope, no dice. Okay. Ugh, just for good measure. Drives me crazy. Is there anything up here? No. Okay. Okay, let's go back and see if we can find out how to finish this stupid frickin' thing. I'm pretty sure we won't be able to beat the boss, but that's okay. No hidden elevator? Okay. Okay, I gotta relax my face. I got too excited. Do anything? No? Why do I feel like I just heard something attacking us? Oh, that's the trap. Oh, interesting. Whoopsies. Okay, back up again, and then where do we go? Okay, there's a guy. There's another guy. Okay, get him. Any others? Any others? Any more? Any more? I think we got everything from in here, but we might have died recently trying to do this. Okay, nothing there. Secret passage ahead? I don't believe that. Try circling around. Door ahead. I don't believe this at all. I feel like it's lying to us. Okay, we're rolling. We rolled. Okay, well, ambush ahead, I feel like is gonna be what we hear next. Oh, did we already conquer this one? Attacking ahead. Okay, anything to the left? No. Anything to the right? No. Anything above us? No. Anything behind us? No, I think we're okay. Okay, we have not tackled this cavern yet. Let's see. Strong foe ahead. Okay, so we want to do... We're gonna do the wolves because I like the wolves better. Okay, let's try it. Traverse the mist. Go get him. Go get him. Distract him. Distract him. Get him. Oh. Okay, we're doing literally no damage whatsoever. Okay, that's not good. We're about to die. How do you get this guy? Maybe a blunt weapon? Maybe it's just magic? I don't know. Sake of America. Okay, let's see. Let's try a different tactic. Let's try a blunt weapon first. Let's try this one. Maybe it's like the crystal cave or something like that. And then let's try our sorcerers instead. I'll have to look up the Ashes of War. I wish it just had a list of stuff. Okay. For some reason, he seems to lock in on us, despite the fact that these guys are attacking him. Okay, attack him. Get him. Is it gonna work? No, because this isn't working either. We're not able to do any damage against him whatsoever. We're just dying. I wonder what it takes to get him. Like, even my guys aren't able to attack him at all. I guess he's like a magic guy. Alright, site of last grace visited. Boo! We'll try one more cave. I'm hoping it won't be the bear cave. If it's the bear cave, we'll try another cave. But we'll try one more cave, and then if we can't do that, then I don't know what else we're supposed to do for a little bit. We're gonna we're gonna go do the night in the in that spot. In here? Yes. Yes? Yes, let's do this. Okay, let's do this one. Because there's also somewhere else that I want to explore in here that we missed a spot of that I think has some good goodies. Okay, let's see. Okay, this guy's gonna blow his fucking whistle. Oh, maybe he's not facing us. Yes. Okay, good. There's one. Oh, there's two. No, screw you. How dare you? Thinking you have any right whatsoever. Goodbye. That's right. Okay, heal up. Okay. Okay, I don't like this weapon. I want this one. This one is my favorite. We'll give this 2 shots if we're not able to get him right away. Okay, and then the trick here is you walk forward, you wait to see the guy in the back throw his fire, and then it clears it all out, and then you can move forward with, hopefully with minimal damage, if you do it correctly, but I did not, so. Blah. Blah. This guy. Goodbye. And then same thing here. You walk forward, see the guy in the back, wait for him to start throwing his shit, then run away. Because otherwise you just die. Hi, Duncan. Welcome in. That'd be a good thing to watch on like Elden Ring. Okay, just a second, let me check it. Oh. Whoopsies. Open link. What's this on? YouTube Shorts? Just a second. Oops. Come on. What is this? Philosophy and ethics? It's a short, so we'll watch it right now. Let's see. What does it say?
Sometimes the best philosophy comes not from philosophers, but from novelists. And in Ursula Le Guin's The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas, we find one of...
I remember having a class on that story in elementary school, and I remember being like, you know, I would try to change the system within Omelas And if I wasn't able to, then I would be one of the people that walked away. Because you're only given, like, I was only given two options. I was just like, that doesn't really make sense. Like, either the premise is either you walk away or you stay and benefit from it. And I was just like, well, why don't you try and change the system?
Of the most memorable thought experiments you can get. It goes like this.
Yeah.
Imagine that there is a perfectly happy city called Omelas. Everyone has everything they need. Everyone lives a life of pleasure. And everything is a smiling, dancing utopia.
Except for...
Or so it seems. Because in a dark and windowless basement, locked away, is a child being tortured. She lives in her own filth, she is fed only scraps, and she is sporadically beaten. The people of Omelas know that their utopia depends upon the suffering of this small child. Now, as children come of age in Omelas, they are shown the suffering of this child.
Yep.
Some are horrified and furious, some just shrug their shoulders, but most go back to their lives and they make peace with it. Yet a few, only a small minority, they choose to walk away, and these are the ones that walk away from Omelas. The question Le Guin asks is how much cruelty, sadism and injustice are we willing to tolerate for a functioning and happy society? And can you ever build a utopia when even one member of its society is subject to such misery? So what would you do if you were exposed to all of the cruelty, suffering and injustice that society needs to sustain itself? Would you stay in it or would you walk away? Sometimes the best philosophy comes not
you're
from...
only given those two options, but there's actually a third option that's not really discussed, and it's to stay and do your best to try to change the system so that the suffering no longer is permitted, right? The point of the thought experiment is to rigidly set conditions. Yeah, I know. Rigidly set conditions in order to force you to make a certain decision on the basis of certain evaluated judgments. I know. But, like, honestly, there is a third option, and that is to change the system of Omelas to prevent further suffering. Because what is the benefit in the story of suffering? Like, it's said that it's supposed to, like, uphold society, but it's like, can it actually be a utopia if there is this situation of this child suffering? In my opinion, it's always been no. So that's probably one of the reasons why I'm here talking about politics and news sometimes. But yeah, Omelas is a very well-known, very well-known. I've heard about it a long, long time ago. I still enjoy it now as a thought experiment. However, I like to choose my own option rather than being forced into the confines of the binary structure that we are generally, by and large, put into as a society whenever we're presented with things. And this is a tactic that happens in politics, like, all the time. We're constantly put in a position of a two-party system. You got to choose either conservative or Republican. You know, very rarely are you presented with the option of the third option, right? And same with the way that, to use publicly funded healthcare as an example, you know, it's either, you know, what would you want? Like, safe borders, maybe. Like, you can have safe borders or you can have open borders. This is like, well, why don't we have a third option where we have border reform? And then we get the combination of the two. Like, it's a tactic that that politicians use a lot. Like, they give you only two options. And the best thing you can think of is, like, outside the box, because there's probably a lot more options than that. But the simple answer is usually to just divert to two. And that's what people usually base their premises off of. But yeah, the ones who walk away from Omelas is a very, very old story. It is one of my favorites. I think about it occasionally. What would you do, Duncan? Would you stay or would you go? Like, what would you do? You can do that, but then you wouldn't be answering the thought experiment. But I did answer the thought experiment. I just answered in a long way. I would either, you know, I would stay to try to change the system. And if I couldn't change the system, then I would walk away. The thought experiment as the entire purpose is to explore a particular scenario ethically in order to reach a certain conclusion. It's a hypothetical, and that's the entire point. I know. Wait a minute. Title says Elden Ring, not chatting. I know. We just took a short detour, Surfy. We just took a short detour. Have you ever heard of the ones that walk away from Omelas, Surfy? But Duncan, if, based upon the original premise of this hypothetical situation, what would you do? Would you stay or would you walk away after being made aware of the fact that there was this child who was being tortured for the benefit of all the rest of society? Do you think that one sacrifice would be worth it, or would you be like the rare ones that walked away? I don't know how I would feel. Like, I don't know if I feel like I don't know if I would feel that like walking away would be a judgment call on other people, although it would be difficult not to, for it to look down, or like not necessarily look down on, but to feel like less enthusiastic about the people that stayed. Wait, sorry, was putting headphones on? What are we talking about? The ones who walk away from Olis. So we're going to play this one more time, and then the question is would you stay or would you leave?
Philosophers, but from novelists, and in Ursula Le Guin's The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas, we find one of the most memorable thought experiments you can get. It goes like this. Imagine that there is a perfectly happy city called Omelas. Everyone has everything they need, everyone lives a life of pleasure, and everything is a smiling, dancing utopia. Or so it seems. Because in a dark and windowless basement, locked away, is a child being tortured. She lives in her own filth, she is fed only scraps, and she is sporadically beaten. The people of Omelas know that their utopia depends upon the suffering of this small child. Now, as children come of age in Omelas, they are shown the suffering of this child. Some are horrified and furious, some just shrug their shoulders, but most go back to their lives and they make peace with it. Yet a few, only a small minority, they choose to walk away, and these are the ones that walk away from Omelas. The question Le Guin asks is how much cruelty, sadism and injustice are we willing to tolerate for a functioning and happy society? And can you ever build a utopia when even one member of its society is subject to such misery? So what would you do if you were exposed to all of the cruelty, suffering and injustice that society needs to sustain itself? Would you stay in it or would you walk away?
So that's the premise. That's the philosophical premise, the hypothetical premise. Would you stay after finding out about the abuse that this child is experiencing once you become of an age or a mental capacity to be able to understand what this child is going through? Or would you walk away? And it's sort of like speaking to what society as a whole. And that's why, for me, when I look at like the Western world and like more developed countries in comparison to their counterparts, like I don't think that we have a functioning society. You would stay and help them? That was my argument too. But like, apparently that's not optional. That was my choice too. Stay and help, but then if you can't help and fix it, then you walk away. But the choice is actually just whether you stay or go. Why not? I don't know. That's just the premise of it's just meant to make you think as a whole overall as to whether or not, like, what would your choices be. But for me, it's just like, why not the third option? Why not stay and try to help? Like, and there's nothing that says that you can't stay and help. I'm just saying, who says staying doesn't involve helping? It doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be effective, but at the same time, if someone's getting tortured or something, why not stay and help? Yeah, I know. Like, that's the thing, but that's the premise of the entire argument, right? Like, it's essentially talking about like growing up, right? Like from being a child yourself, living in Omelas where everything seems so happy and good and fantastic, to having this sort of innocent removing experience where you see a counterpart or human counterparts who to keep your lifestyle the way that it is from like a Western world or a developed country perspective, we often receive a lot of benefits from people who are being exploited to uplift and maintain the lifestyles that we lead, like including but not limited to being able to stream on here. In so many aspects of our life, you might not even like know how people are being exploited in order to maintain it, right? But like at the same time, like without justifying why I'm here and participating and staying in Omelas, because currently, technically speaking, talking to each other, hypothetically speaking, we are currently in Omelas, right? We've decided to stay in Omelas. We haven't gone off into the woods to live on our own and be self-sustaining based upon the woods in which we could, avoid this exploitative nature, right? If you get your Starbucks, you get your treats, you get your chocolate, all that kind of stuff, you're participating in Omelas, arguably. But like the argument is like once you reach this coming of age experience and you see the torture and the pain and the suffering that so many people have to go through in order to maintain the luxuries and lavishness of Omelas, like what would be your choice? Would you like, and for most people in this story in Omelas, which is representative of society and how society goes, is that they tend to somehow, like, despite what their initial feelings are, and even if they carry some of those feelings with them, it dissipates into a level of inaction and they just continue on living their lives. Although I don't think that it's purely accurate to current society, given so many people, even in the Western world, are suffering and struggling, which makes it difficult to reach out and help other people, which is beneficial for the people at the top. Because, you know, if you feel helpless to take on actions in order to help those who have less than you, and you're constantly being pitted against it like Republicans do, they constantly otherize people and, you know, create enemies out of nothing, despite the fact that most of the people that are otherized are just needing, you know, more, likely more help than the people that are, you know, in positions of power, whatever. It doesn't quite fully translate for me, but I get the general premise and idea of it. Technically speaking, if you're in a developed country and you're exploiting an underdeveloped country, or you're exploiting any sort of people to uplift your own life and have like lavish treats and just like housing sometimes and basic needs met and things like that, then technically you're an homeless and you've decided to stay and you've decided to move past like all of the abuses that you've been made aware of as you've grown up as a person, kind of a thing. So for me, it's just like, yeah, I'm an homeless, but, you know, I'm doing whatever I possibly can to try to change the situation as much as I can. So, you know, you do what you can, essentially, but there's like limited amounts that you can do as individuals. That's why we need collective action, yada, yada, yada. Back to Elden Ring, though. I love this story. I think that it's a great philosophical story to think about. It's definitely a great thought experiment. I was exposed to it at a very young age, and I don't know if that had, like, I don't know if the luck of the teachers that I was introduced to and encountered who exposed me to these kinds of things helped shape my worldview in any way, but it was definitely, you know, even from a young age, I still have the same stance that, like, I would stay and try to change things, even though that's not supposed to be one of the options. Like, I don't care. I would stay and try to change things, because if you leave, then you're just essentially like leaving this person to suffer, right? And although you may be living in Omelas, benefiting from all of like this torture that that this child is experiencing, either way, you're not really presented with a fantastic choice. You leave and this child suffers, you stay and this child suffers, and you benefit from it. But like, if you stay, at least then you have the potential to try to change the system that is enacting the suffering on this child. So what's the option? Complete inactivity and removing yourself from the situation so that at least you're not actively contributing to the suffering, but you're also not stopping it? Or staying, benefiting from the suffering of this child, and like, if you're one of the people that doesn't just ignore it and move on with your life, trying to stop and prevent this suffering from occurring. Even if you wouldn't be successful, you are still ultimately benefiting off of this child's suffering because of the lifestyle that you get to lead because of the suffering that you're experiencing. That's the general premise of it. I remember being exposed to this in like early elementary school. I thought it was great then. I thought about it lots of times throughout the entirety of my life. It's really interesting to see it come up this way. I personally really, really love it. I just subscribed to this channel. Thank you so much, Duncan, for sharing this. But we're going to get back to Elden Ring for a little bit. We're going to do some more Eldening, and then we'll see where we go from there. My mouth is so dry. I just need a drink quickly, and then we'll try and tackle this boss that we're going to do. I don't know if we'll be able to do it, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. Let's do this. Yeah, I would stay and help too. I don't feel like leaving is actually as effective an option, because then you're like, it'd be the same as staying, right? Like, leaving would be the same as staying, except I don't know which one would be worse, because you're just permitting people to allow this child to suffer, essentially, which, I don't know, not much better. Okay, come on, Elden, load in. Uh-oh. I might have to reload it. Oh, no, it's working. Hopefully. Let's see. No, it's not. Maybe? No, it's not. Okay, I gotta reload Elden Ring. We'll reload it. We'll reload it, and then we'll try to get this frickin' boss guy quickly. Hope everybody's doing good today. It got really hot. You broke it? I know I did. I break it all the time. I think that some of it's to do with Elden Ring, though, itself, though. Does anybody have the game Portal 2? Why the hell is a game that's like 20 freaking years old at this point having weekly updates? Has Portal 2 become sort of like some sort of like data collection game where it's constantly updating its terms and services to get further and further access to your, like, this conspiracy land? You got 1 and 2. Why is it constantly updating? Like, nothing new has been added to the game as far as I'm aware. Like, is it multiplayer or something? Like, what am I missing? I didn't finish Portal 1 yet, so, because I kind of got stuck somewhere. But, like, why is it constantly updating? It's super weird. Like, I don't get it. Bugs? Yeah, but how can it have so many bugs? How can it have so many bugs when it's such an old game and it's, like, weekly updating? Like, is there some sort of, like, online Portal 2 community that I'm unaware of where there's, like, multiple players and they're constantly legitimately updating the base game to have more gameplay? It's crazy. Like, literally, I'll update it and they'll be like, we have another update for Portal 2. You want to play? Like, no, why are you updating? What's going on here? I've been avoiding updating it for, like, weeks now. Because it's just like, what's happening here? I'm sussy about it. Okay. Man. Let's go. Let's Elden. MW2, MW3 are old games and still have updates? Yeah, but why? This is another nice one? Oh my goodness. Okay. We're trying to play Elden, though. Why is Elden not loading in now? JoJo's Bizarre Dilemma. Uh-oh. Okay. Watch this one quickly. I know we said we're doing Elden Ring, but apparently we're doing a little bit of philosophy. JoJo's Bizarre Dilemma. I don't know if I've heard this one before, but let's see it. A lot of games which are still old still have updates, and as people still play. Yeah, but why is it? But that's the thing. It's like, if the game is super old, like, what? I understand it has updates, but why does it have updates? Why does it need to update? Like, what is it updating, etc.? It's up to you if you want to see it or not. Yeah, I'll watch it. Why not? I'm curious. Ed? Ethical Dilemma. Ethics of Responsibility.
Joe the First is a ruthless dictator who rules his country with an iron fist. Whenever he wants something, everyone hurries to appease him. And since complainers are permanently banished, Joe's terrified servants treat his every whim as a wise and noble decision. To most onlookers, his rule appears cruel and unjust. But his beloved son, Jojo, doesn't see any issues. This life is all Jojo's ever known, and he never witnesses any fear.
Is this about Hitler? Would we kill baby Hitler? Is this the argument I'm guessing right now?
From Joe's subjects, or violence against them. All Jojo sees is his father's strength and his subjects' obedience and praise.
I feel like this is going to be a euphemism for Donald Trump and the Trump family, because Donald Trump grew up in this environment. Like, he just saw it, like, same with Elon Musk and a lot of leaders, right? Like, they grew up in this environment very isolated from, like, the quote-unquote common people, which expose, like, and whatever environment you grow up in, that's going to be what is normal to you, regardless of whether it's healthy or not.
After spending his entire childhood in the castle, Jojo grows up to inherit his father's role and his style of rule. And just as with Joe the First, it's clear that Jojo's...
Just a second. Issues with multiplayer or single player or glitches or lag or FPS. Yeah, but how many updates do you need for how many years? Games that code and animate have lots of issues. They could have game that is fully working, no issues, but people would find or do something that creates that glitch or issue so they can update. I guess so. I'm still skeptical.
Wrong. But his case raises a question about morality that can also shed light on less extreme cases. Given Jojo's unusual upbringing, does he bear full moral responsibility for his actions?
Yes.
Philosophers Gary Watson and Harry Frankfurt would say yes.
Yes, I'm with them. Yes, 100%. Because just like the argument in Omelas, after a certain point, you get exposed to the suffering of others and you are made aware of that suffering. And that is where you were placed in a position to decide for yourself whether or not you continue carrying on, just like Jojo here had the opportunity to decide to take a different path, because that happens all the time with people. Like, it may not be that frequently, but you'll see in conservative families, with conservative parents, their children tend to be more liberal or vice versa, right? Surfy Polecat says, so let's say you went into old games like Portal 1, there are possible glitches you could find, or if you have issues connecting to the server, etc. I guess so.
I'm
just skeptical as to why it has to be every week. I can't imagine that after 20 years, there's enough people playing Portal 2 creating glitches where it needs to be a weekly update.
Deep self-view, people are morally responsible for actions that stem from their true self, meaning actions that reflect their deepest values and commitments. They believe people are less morally responsible for actions performed under the influence of external forces, such as committing a crime under duress or while intoxicated.
Yeah, obviously.
But Jojo has no such excuse. His actions are the product of his values, and as such, deep self-theorists would argue that he's responsible for them.
Yes.
But what if Jojo's values have been compromised? Jojo might be a monster, but he was raised in a very atypical environment. Is he?
Yes, but again, after a certain point, after being made aware, you have a level of culpability for your own choices and your own behaviors. I understand this argument, but I disagree with the concept that because you grew up in an atypical environment that throughout the entirety of your life, that you somehow have been so warped and tainted that you don't have the capacity to see the pain in others. Even Donald Trump has demonstrated a level of understanding that there is suffering in the world, and yet he still chooses to proceed the way in which he does. And that is clearly an active choice that he is making on a regular basis. Same thing with Jojo. He is seeing these people, he's seeing their complaints, he's seeing their suffering. He's seeing what happens to people when they complain, and he's not going to stop and question it for any reason or think to maybe it's important to listen to these people. I don't think so. I think that there is definitely a moment in people's lives, at least to some degree, where they question their own upbringing, their own beliefs. It's very difficult for me to believe that there's no possibility in any regards that they never, ever, ever question themselves, even internally, even if they don't externalize that at all. Even with narcissists, they know that something is wrong, but they just can't get behind it. Portal received an update on February 14, 2025, when Valve... Yeah, but I have an update, I'm not talking about from February 2025. I'm talking about, now. There's an update... I've had to update the game in 2026, 3 times. Okay, yeah, that's all fair, but hang on, it's a massive why it's still getting updated. I guess so. I just don't trust it. I'm not going to trust tech companies just because they say something. They're always having nefarious shit going on. I just don't believe it.
Really just as responsible for his crimes as someone who had a normal childhood and then became a cruel dictator?
Yes.
And if Jojo isn't to blame for who he is, how can we blame him for what he does?
Except he is.
This is the argument of philosopher Susan Wolf, who invented Jojo's case. Wolf believes that even though Jojo's actions do reflect his deep self, when determining moral responsibility, we also need to consider how someone's deep self came to be. And in Jojo's situation,
I think that that's fair. I think that it is fair to examine the way that people became to be. But just like with serial fucking killers, like, they're still culpable for their behavior, and they are equally culpable from somebody that had normal upbringing and ended up being a serial killer, hypothetically speaking, that happens, right? You are just as culpable just because you grew, like, because at a certain point you have a level of mental, like, you know, you have this coming of age experience and you are no longer an innocent child anymore. Oh my God. I don't care, Surfy. Here's other reasons. Operating systems update, Windows 11. Yeah, but that's on operating system. We're talking about games. Can break old games. A simple patch keeps them okay, that makes more sense versus like all of the other stuff. That makes sense, but like, I still don't trust it.
Wolf believes that
everything
even
is
if
trying to collect
Jojo
your
is
data
acting
now.
on
I
his
wouldn't put
own
Portal past it
values,
either.
his upbringing makes him less responsible for his cruelty.
I don't believe that
Wolf's
at all.
logic seems pretty reasonable in Jojo's case. But if everyone's deepest values...
No, it's okay, Surfy. I just mean, like, I don't care about what, like, the companies are saying. I don't trust them. Yeah, that's why they keep updating. Yeah, like, I just don't trust them.
Does that mean nobody is responsible for their actions? This is the attitude held by incompatibilists. These philosophers believe that if everything...
The worst kind of philosophers, I've got to be honest. No, they're wrong. Yes, people are culpable for their behavior unless they lack the mental fortitude of even understanding their own behavior. And when it comes to Jojo, he's implicitly explaining, like, despite the fact that he grew up in this adverse environment that prevented him from having, like, you know, outside influences that were negative or told him no and stuff like that, after a certain point, like, he's gonna, like, have dissenters every now and again. And so, you know, you gotta question where that's coming from, right? I imagine the first time that would happen, that would be a very jarring experience. I don't believe in this.
Factors like our environment or biology,
No.
Then no one is truly morally responsible for anything. By contrast, compatibilist philosophers argue that even if our decisions are the inevitable result of past events, we can still be held responsible for them. The debate between these factions has been raging for centuries. But Wolf created Jojo's case to focus on a different question.
Okay.
Unlike most people, Jojo had no meaningful opportunity to learn right from wrong.
That's not true, because you can learn right from wrong as an adult. Because there's lots of people who go through adverse, like, environments when they are a child, developing as a child, who when they grow up, they start to see the world, recognize that something is wrong within themselves, and they change as people, and they become better, well-adjusted people. So that's garbage.
And since he continues to be cruel even as an adult, it would seem Jojo also lacks the capacity to self-reflect and change his values.
I don't think
Wolf,
so.
This indicates that Jojo lacks basic moral competence. If he doesn't know right from wrong and can no longer learn the difference, surely it's misplaced to fully blame him for his actions. But this argument raises another important question. Even with this horrible upbringing, was Jojo's moral incompetence truly inevitable? Let's imagine Jojo had a sister who was raised in the same environment
I don't think so
but
either.
developed different values.
Yes.
If Joja rejected their father's tyranny, this suggests that Jojo could have done the same.
Yes,
An outcome
100%.
that seemingly increases his moral responsibility. Similarly, what if a rogue court member tried to teach young Jojo about justice and morality, but he still chose tyranny?
Yep.
Just as Wolf argues, it seems like the more chances Jojo has to develop moral competence, the less we can excuse his actions.
Yes.
Ultimately, it's up to you to decide. How should we determine moral responsibility? And is Jojo's tyrannical nature truly inevitable? Or can our understanding of right and wrong transcend our upbringing?
Yes, 100% it can.
Keep sharpening your reasoning skills with these videos.
and subscribe to our channel.
Jojo is culpable in my personal opinion. He is culpable. He is responsible, including morally, because I don't think that even if he grew up in that environment as a child, he's not in the same level of fortitude as he is an adult, because he plays a completely different role compared to when he was a child. Okay, with that being said, we're getting back to Elden Ring. Oh my god, another one? Okay, we'll do this last one and then we're going to do Elden Ring. What's this one about? Let's see. What's this one? What do you think, Duncan? Do you didn't answer the homeless one either. What do you think? Do you think that Jojo is culpable, or do you think that he's less culpable? This one is and it's trippy. This is another trippy one. Okay, what is this one titled? Laplance's Demon explained in 4 minutes philosophy of determinism
of the universe as the effect of its past.
Less culpable, but it does not change the punishment. Okay, I wasn't thinking punishment, but I understand what you're saying there. I could see the less culpable argument, but for me, he is still culpable, at least to some degree. Yeah, I think once you become conscious of it, you have that level of consciousness, then you develop full culpability.
And the cause of its future. So begins Laplace's Demon, a thought experiment that illustrates the dominant worldview of physicists since the time of Isaac Newton, the philosophy of determinism. In this video, I'll explain what this demon means and a valuable lesson it can teach us in understanding the relationship between physics and determinism. Imagine a demon with a vast intelligence that grasps in a single moment all the particles in the universe. It knows the precise location of every particle as well as how fast each is moving. Suppose further that the demon has infinite computational power and can apply Newton's equations to each of the particle trajectories. Would there be anything in the future that this demon would not be able to predict? Would there be any future events, including actions we consider to be the result of our perceived free will, that would fall outside the scope of the demon's intelligence?
No.
Moreover, if this moment is simply the effect of prior causes, would there be any previous event that the demon could have no knowledge of? Or would it simply be able to use its vast intelligence to entirely...
I might be leaning on science too much here. Is it possible for... the demon is... It feels like a demon is in place of the term God here, right? Is it possible for a demon to know infinity? Because technically speaking, infinity is a number that you is a system that you cannot conceive of, essentially, right? The universe, technically speaking, is an infinite thing from our understanding as because even if scientifically, even if you on the basis of conditions of the video, though, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So my premise is, the argument is, because we don't know, we will never, ever, ever actually be able to know what the origination of the term existence was. When you think about it, really, sure, we might be able to figure out the start of this universe in which we exist in, but will we ever be able to see beyond that? Right? What initiated all of existence? Does that make sense? What initiated all of existence? Some people think that it's God, but then where did God come from? So on and so forth, yada, yada, yada. It's an unanswerable question, right? So even in the premise of this, is this demon capable of seeing into what would classify as infinity, which is the argument of the start of existence, right? Because to see beyond the start of existence would be to see what? Because what happens before existence? Was there just nothing? Then where did things come from? Is that what is being argued here? That this demon god creature is able to be so all-knowing that it is literally technically speaking, the start of existence, because it's able to understand the start of existence and then beyond and before that? Because, like, it would be all-knowing and all-encompassing. Is it capable of seeing into what we would classify as infinity, from my understanding? Because there are infinite possibilities beyond the start of our own universe. But if we break it down into just, like, let's say the universe started, like, whenever, like, there's a clear start and end point, then yes, the demon would be able to know everything, past that. I think he explains that near the end. Okay.
Really unravel the past. This is the essence of Laplace's demon, and it has rightly earned its place as one of the most famous illustrations of the philosophy of determinism. The fundamental notion behind Laplace's demon and determinism is that given the present moment plus the laws of nature, there's only one possible future. Indeterminism, on the other hand, rejects this belief and instead asserts a multiplicity of possibilities.
Based upon the premise of this argument, yes, then that makes sense. I mean, yes, based upon the premise of this argument, then yes, technically speaking, there would only be one arguable future. And that is something to some extent that I ascribe to, in the sense of, like, fate, because everything that happens is only currently we're only able to experience everything within the moment in which we live it. The only precedent that we're capable of setting is the moment in which we live right now and the state in which the world is in right now. Tomorrow is literally unwritten, yada, yada, yada. I think he explains, like, yada, 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 like, you only know about what is happening right now. You can't know 5 seconds into the future, despite the fact that, even if you think that you're going to walk to the fridge, you don't know, you trip and fall on your face and unexpected things can happen. In terms of there being only one potential future, yes, I would agree with that. And in terms of the sense of fate where everything is pre-planned, I don't think that that's necessarily true, but I do believe in the sense of fate in that, fate exists in the concept and idea that, it didn't happen any other way, which means that that was the way that it meant to be happen. Because it didn't happen any other way, that means that there was no other possibility for it to happen any other way. But that doesn't mean that there is a predetermined path that things are necessarily going to go on. And I do believe in the sense, in the concept that we are, our past experiences and our past lives definitely do have an impact and influence on where the trajectory of our futures have a likelihood of going. But again, that is not necessarily predetermined. That's just my personal opinion. That doesn't mean that, I think that any possibility could happen. I mean, it's true. Like, aliens could literally come down to Earth in 2 seconds and blow me away, and who knows, right? But what I mean is, I don't think that there is a pre-written path in which we are following. I think that it is just literally right here and now, and our past experiences definitely influence our future, right? Like the Iran war, although it could end in a couple of seconds, it's not likely to. We have a reasonable level of predictability as to what we can expect in the future, just like with the walking to the fridge example, but anything could literally happen. Okay, let's keep going.
Possible futures. I won't try to argue for the truth or falsity of determinism in this video. Rather, what I would like to do is highlight what I think is an extremely important lesson to be found from closely scrutinizing Laplace's demon. Here is a direct quote from Laplace himself. Interestingly, just as with
I'm going to read it right now. We ought then to regard the present state of the universe as the effect of its anterior state and as the cause of the one which is to follow. So yeah, it was basically what was that. Given for one instance an intelligence which could comprehend all the forces by which nature is animated and the respective situation of the beginnings who compose it. Okay.
Maxwell's demon, Laplace never refers to his hypothetical creature as a demon, but...
Okay, just a second. An intelligence sufficiently vast to submit these data to analysts, it would embrace in the same formula the movements of the greatest bodies of the universe and those of the lightest atom. I wonder what is in a black hole.
Simply as a vast intelligence. It only came to be called a demon sometime in the following century, though it's unclear who coined the term. What I'd like to highlight is that there are really two separate notions hidden here, that of determinism and that of predictability.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I missed the end part of the quote. For it, nothing would be uncertain, and the future as the past would be present to its eyes. Interesting.
Two separate notions hidden here, that of determinism and that of predictability. In other words, the objective reality of whether all events are actually determined and our subjective ability to know and predict future events. These two notions frequently get conflated in current debates about whether the universe really is deterministic or not. It is therefore paramount to recognize that they are entirely separate.
I think to a very minimal extent we can have a perception of determinism, but I don't think in actuality we can really genuinely predict the future. Right? Like a week from now, you're likely to be here, but there's no guarantees, kind of a thing. It's my philosophy for it.
In fact, all four of the following are logically possible for any given model of a physical system. And arguably, there exist various systems that can be accurately described by models that fall
I'm
under
a determinist,
each of these
unpredictable,
categories.
I guess, chaotic
Even more
system.
interestingly, we have certain physical theories that can be formulated equivalently in both a deterministic framework as well as an indeterministic framework. The clearest example of this is quantum mechanics, where the standard Copenhagen interpretation is indeterministic, while the many worlds interpretation and Bohmian interpretation are entirely deterministic. And these are just three commonly held interpretations. There are many more that are all entirely equivalent experimentally, and it remains an open question as to how one can decide which is correct. Additionally, though it can be a bit harder to see, even classical mechanics admits of a surprising level of indeterminism in certain systems. So, as much as we might hope that physics would provide us with an answer about whether the universe really is deterministic or not, current theories remain ambiguous on the issue. Physics seems to provide extraordinary predictive power, but at the same time supplies us with numerous models that vary in terms of their level of determinism. It seems that if we want to know whether determinism is true or not, physics provides no answer. We must look elsewhere.
That tracks. I don't change my opinion on
AOC's
it.
so-called woke one controversy split the internet, and now after the shot.
There we go. Yeah, I feel that. I get that. I still hold to my unpredictable, determined kind of stance. Okay. Last bit of Elden Ring. We're finally doing the last bit of Elden Ring. We're getting back to Elden Ring because I only got about a short time left, and then we will move forward. Let's see how it goes. All right. All right. Come on, load. Why? Why are you doing this? Please, Elden, don't make me quit you again. Yes? Success? Yeah, it's working. Okay, we're gonna do this one castle quickly, and then we'll figure out where we'll go from there. I know that's not the intro theme, but that's whenever I think of Elden Ring, that's what comes to mind. Alright, come on. I see you loading. There we go. Alright, here we go. Alright, back to Elden Ring. Let's see how we go. Okay, continue. See if we can get some goodies finally. Assess our gear. I pick up a lot of things and then they don't seem to end up in my inventory, so I don't know what happens to them. Maybe I'm picking them up too early and they'll become available later. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that just doesn't seem to... damn it, I forgot to get... Damn it! Oh, it loads you into where you were last time. Alright, that's fine, I'll take it. Okay, we're at the knight right now. Oh, this guy, goodbye. Okay, let's try this weapon. Maybe it'll work better? I don't know. I don't know if we'll have any better luck. We'll try it, though. Okay, we're going in here. He's over in the other corner. He's right over here. He's right over here. Oh, we're putting on our lantern. I keep forgetting to turn it on. There we go. There you go. Can you see him? He's like shiny a little bit. I don't know why I can't highlight him. Okay, we're going over here. Has he seen us? Has he seen us yet? Yes, he did. Oh my god. Yep, we're dead. Like, he gets us so quickly. He kills us so quickly. I don't know how to get this guy at all. If anybody knows how to tackle this guy, please let me know, because I'm sucking at Elden Ring. Okay, we're gonna try one more freaking time. We're gonna try one more time. And then we'll move on to see if we can get the dog. That one's gonna take a little bit longer, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, goodbye. You're annoying. Oh, thanks. Excuse you. Pardon you. Bless you. Thanks for the goodies. No, you go away too. Also, I don't know how to get up to these guys. Like, how do you get to these guys? It looks like there's a way, but I don't know how. I feel like I've gotten up to this area before, but I'm not sure. We're not going to explore it today because I don't have the time. But I want to get to those guys also. Okay, let's get these guys here. Ah, sorry. This feels so rude to attack the health. Okay. Run up. Wait for them to throw. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, now we run up to them. Bye. Oh! Rude. Hello, I'm trying to kill you. Thank you for the goodies. Commoner's headband? Who needs that? Altered? Interesting. Okay, throw your shit. Come on. Thank you. Okay. Okay, there's that. Destroying all this. Okay. I don't like this weapon. It's cumbersome. It gets in the way. Okay, we're not going to waste a health file, because frankly, I don't think it's going to matter. Okay, goodbye. Okay, this time, we're going to try and sneak in and get the jump on this guy. We're going to make sure that we're clicking lock. There we go. Okay, get him! Get him! Can we get... Okay, we got some damage on him, but he kills us so quickly. He kills us so quickly. Heal, heal, heal. No, heal, heal, heal! 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 Okay, maybe we try again. We're gonna try one more time. We're gonna try one more time. This guy is so frustrating. There's gotta be a trick to him. Come on. Okay, let's see. Last shot. Okay. Okay, is he turning away? No, he's pulling the... Okay, we're switching weapons. This one gets multiple people at once most times. Ah! No, fuck you. You're bullshit. Oh! Oh my gosh, are we gonna die right here? No, good. Mad. Donkulus. Okay, I don't know. Alright, thank you for the runes. Throw your stuff. Thank you, thank you. It took me so long to figure out this part, which is so embarrassing because it's so simple. Okay, goodbye. Yep. You're next. Bye. Ugh. Maybe we just need better armor or something. I don't know. Okay, go ahead. Woo. You. Bye. Alright. And you. Okay. Yep. You. And you. Oh, we almost fell off. Okay. We're switching weapons again. Oh, I don't want to touch a bloodstain. I want to switch weapons. Thank you. I'm gonna try and go around this way. Can we get him this way? Get him! Get him! Hit him! Hit him! Keep hitting him! No! Keep hitting him! Keep hitting him! Just hit him! 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 We're almost there! We've almost got him! No, we've almost got him! Yes! Oh my god, we got him! Yes! I've been trying to get this guy. Look at our health bar. We've got almost next to nothing. Gracious. I can't believe we did it. We did it! Yay! Okay, I'm gonna pair these two books together for social media. Where's our lantern so we can see? Yay! I can't believe we did it! Yay! Oh, I've been trying to get this guy so much. Yes, we get the chest. What's in the chest? Curved sword talisman. I don't know what these talismans do. I don't know if they do anything, actually. Excuse me. I don't know why my language is failing me right now. I can't believe we did that. I can't believe it. My goodness. I've been trying to get this guy so much, and I know that as soon as the game resets that we're gonna have to do it over and over again, but like still, I don't care. I can't believe we got him. Ha ha ha! Take that, you bastard. Gotcha. Alright, let's get up this ladder. No, I hate when people put messages right at the bottom of freaking ladders and like levers and shit like that. I'm gonna be on. I immediately downgrade your message. I don't care. I don't think it's cute. I find it annoying. I think that it gets in the way. I don't think that it helps anybody, and I think that it's a really selfish move. And so for that reason, downgrade it. Okay, goodbye. So we need to. Oh shit. We need to get rid of you for one. Bye. I can't believe we got that guy. Okay, we need to get... Not to there. No, we already went from there. We need to go... We need to get over to here. But I don't think that we can get there through here. Let's see what's out here. No, we need to go somewhere else. Because there's still stuff above us, isn't there? Or maybe it's here? I'm not sure. Oh! Rude! Thank you. Oh. No, goodbye to you also. Is there anybody in here? Anything in here? Okay. This is where this comes to, but how do I get there? Is this the spot that I'm thinking of? No, I don't think so. Okay. Let's go back in. Because there's... Yeah, there's stuff below us, but I don't know how to get there. There's a ladder. Oh, I'm an idiot. There is a ladder. There's a ladder. Isn't there? There's a ladder from somewhere else. How the heck do we get there? How do we get there, chat? We can't jump down because it's too far below us. I literally can't. There's a hole. There's a hole right here. How do we get in the hole? There's gotta be a way. If we jump down there, we're dead. You know what? We're gonna try it. We're gonna risk it. How many runes we got? 2,800? Screw it. Let's go. Woo! Oh my gosh, we made it! No, we're not dying. I refuse. I refuse to die. No! Oh. Okay, well, there's that also. So sad. Okay, last shot. We don't have to defeat the guy again, thankfully, but we could do this for sure. Okay, we're gonna wait for him to turn. There we go. He turned away. run up on him and kill him before he can do his thing. Yep. Oh! There we go. There we go. Okay, we got them. Give us the goodies. At least we know we can get down, but we need to heal right away as soon as we do. Okay, you guys are next. Sorry. I know you're just the help. Do you have something for us? No? Okay. Throw your stuff. Oh, you missed. Throw your stuff? Oh, you got it. There we go. Thank you. Yep. Bye. Thanks. I appreciate that. Okay, there we go. We don't need a lot of health, so we're gonna do this. And we're gonna go and do our other thing. I can't believe it. Okay, let's see. Yes, I want to climb the ladder, not read the message. I wonder where all this hair came from on us. That's new. Go ahead. Maybe we can get our ruins back, too. Okay, which way did we have to go? It wasn't this way. It was this way. Right? Yes. Oh! Whoopsies. Okay, at least we didn't die. I got a little sweaty there. Oh, somebody died, though. Whoopsies. I mean, not really. That's good. Okay. Ooh, jump! Ooh, how did we miss that again? Seriously? Okay, that's embarrassing. Turn on our lantern. It helps me see. I'm blind as a bat. No, I don't want to read your stupid frickin' message. I want to climb the goddamn ladder. I hate this. How do you get... I wish there was an option to turn off, like, individual messages that people leave in frickin' Elden Ring. That would be OP move by the Elden Lords that are the OG Elden Lorders who created the system in the first place. Bye. Yeah, we want to get that. We can't get it this way, so we gotta get it another way. Okay. But if we jump down here, then we can't get up into that thing, so there's gotta be a different way. Okay, we're gonna go up first. I think I know a plan. I think I know what we're gonna do. Because that takes us to a different spot. We're gonna go and... Okay, here's the plan, chat. We're going to try and get this thing here, the glowy thing in front of us here, by going up first. Doop. And then we're going to go down to the things below where we just died and try to collect our... Ah! Oh my gosh. That's for scaring me. There's nothing down there but death. Okay, anything in here? Yes, you. Okay. There we go. Anything around here? Walk around here. I think that there's a way that you can get down or something, if I recall correctly from a tutorial that I didn't play before. How the frick do you get over there? Oh, I remember now. Let's see if we can do this. This might be a little bit of an adventure. We'll see if we can do this. I remember now. You have to get onto a ledge, and then you have to jump down from there, and then you can go from there. Also, what is this across here? How do you get to this island? That's what I gotta research. How do you get to that island? Okay, enough shopping. Can we go this way? Maybe? I don't want to attack this guy. I want to skip him. We're running away. We're taking the coward's route. I don't care. We're doing the coward's route. Hopefully he doesn't chase us. No! Oh no, this isn't even the way that we need to go, is it? Okay, there must be another way. Okay, here's a grace. We're gonna do this because it doesn't matter anyway. Okay, get up. Is there anything around here? Oh, this is where we need our bow and arrow. Do we have it equipped? Let's see. Equipment. We'll take out this one and we will replace it with our bow and arrow. which is up here? No, it's below us. I'm so hungry. Okay. Okay. Wait for him to come. And then we slashy you. Ugh, there we go. Now we're safe. Grab what you got. Switch back to bow and arrow. Select you, select you, select you. Let's see if we can set you on fire. Nope. Okay, it didn't work. Wait for you to come. Thanks, bird. Appreciate that. Okay, let's see if we can set you on fire. Get one at least. There we go. That's what we wanted. Okay, this might be too long of an adventure to go and get that stuff. Oh, is it down here? Yes. Let's see. Let's check. Are we above it right now? Yes. Yes. Yes, we are, chat. Yes, we are. We're where we need to be. Okay, fantastic. Let's look over this side too. Okay, we can jump down there also, and there's something there, but we want to, I think we're going to go, okay, I think we're going to go this side. Okay, danger, danger. Be careful, chat. Make sure you're at full health. Yeah, like, how do we get across to this island? If anybody knows, let me know. Oh my god, I can't believe we made it! I can't believe we frickin' made it. So how do we get across to the other one? Because there's another thing over, where is it? We saw something, where was it? I swear we saw it. There it is. How do we get to that one? Okay, we can jump down there, but I don't want to jump down there yet. And then you jump down there, which leads you to somewhere else. Okay, we're going to explore up here first, though. We're not going to check the bloodstains. What does this message say? Try right. No shit. Okay, is there going to be attacking us? No. No, there's nothing here? What the... Well, what's the point of this? This isn't where I wanted to be at all. I thought this took us to where we wanted to go. Okay, let's try the other way. I guess that's why it said try right. Not like we got an enemy on our right, even though that was left. I understand my error there. Here. Okay, we're going. Woo. Okay. Got it. Moving forward. Is there anywhere further that we can go? No? Okay, let's go down. This is nerve-wracking. Yay, we did it! Marred wood shield. I don't know if that was worth it. Okay, what's around here? Anything good? Please don't send us off the cliff. Yes, we did it. Seems familiar. Over there? I guess so. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, anything over here? Seek revenge. On what? There's somebody here that I'm not seeing? No. Okay, so we hop down here now. Oh. Oh shit, what the fuck? Oh, we survived. Okay. I'm not complaining. Anything over here? Anything? Nothing? Contagious Fury. Anything over here? Not seeing anything. Okay. Well, it looks like we took the right path so far. Are there any enemies that we need to look out for? Not yet. Okay. No goodies yet. Stupid tree, get out of my way. Why would you be put there except to make it more nerve-wracking? Okay, it looks like we... Oh, they're just fake fighting. Annoying. What's this? Oh! Okay, what are somber smithing stones? used for? I have like a bunch of them. Is there an enemy? There is an enemy. Okay, let's tell him. We're gonna die, chat. We're gonna freaking die. Oh, okay, get him. Ooh, no, he's gonna kill us. He's gonna kill us. He's gonna kill us. We're gonna die. I knew it. All right. Okay, let's see. Where do we want to go? What do we got going on? So embarrassing. Let's look up Elden Ring, actually. Let's see what we got. Ah, shit, it's 5 o'clock already. Okay. So this is going to be a complete and utter rando. I don't know who this person is, but I feel anyways. Who is this? What do we got going on? No, let's not do that. Okay, let's do... Let's do this one. No spells and summons. This person seems like they're experienced. First playthrough. Okay. Raid out to them. Food day? Let's see if... Yay, it's working. Okay, perfect. We're gonna raid out. Thank you so much to everybody who was here. I greatly appreciate it. I had a good day. We're gonna have movie night this coming Sunday at 7 p.m. 7:30 p.m. is when the movie starts, but we're starting the movie. I have a stream a little bit earlier in that day to talk about Flock and all the other stuff. Otherwise, I hope to see you Friday. Thank you so much, everybody who decided to hang out. Today was a good day. I'm glad we made some progress in Elden Ring. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see all of you later. Bye-bye, 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 bye.